All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the new intro. Yeah, that's right. All new intro for the Pine Room Podcast. A little bit of new music, some new style. I really haven't written a script for what to say yet, so here it is, the new intro. Yeah, maybe some sounds like a laser gun. Or some monkeys. Or some aliens. Or, explosions.
Missiles launched.
Either way, enjoy this for the time being, and enjoy the show. You're listening to the Pine Room Podcast. All right, hello everybody, and welcome to the Pine Room Podcast, episode 44. Double fours are here in the studio today. A lot of guys in here. Soup, his last show until he moves to places unknown, but we are here in the studio right now. We had a good week this week. Well, I guess it's only Tuesday, so Monday
feels like a long week already. Though, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, we had a good show on Monday on the radio. If you didn't know, we had a radio show from 12 to 3 o'clock. It was a long, actually a short 3 hours, but we had talked about a lot of stuff. We had a few guests on. We had Kelly Tucker, who I can't recite her full title.
My.
So,
let's see. Is it Wheeling? Yeah,
Greater Wheeling.
Greater Wheeling Sports and Entertainment. I'm missing something. Executive director, but I think I'm missing a word or two.
Yeah, it was like 8 words.
Yeah, but she was great. We had a good interview with her. Talked about stuff going around the valley, and then we had Cooley's boy.
Haywood
Highsmith on. He talked about some stuff where he got started, some of his memories at his rivalry games with Wheeling Jesuit and West Liberty. It was really good, and then we talked about some stuff in between, some good stuff, bad stuff, then some sports, NFL, a little bit of everything. But it was a great show. We had some fun, played some good tunes, and
had some callers.
Yeah, had some callers. Congratulations to Toby Larone from Mingo.
Right.
Winning his big 6 tickets to the Naylor game.
Must be bringing the whole family out.
Yeah, it's going to be
Chris got a flat tire.
Yeah.
All kind of stuff. Told us about it on the air.
Yeah, Cooley called in. Chris called in. Nick called in. It was fun. It was a good time, and you can listen to us next week, which is going to be only from 2 to 3. We filled in for the 12 o'clock spot for Seth Statsky, who runs his show before us. So we filled in and had a good time, but it was fun, and maybe we'll do it again sometime down the line. But we're here in the studio right now, ready for episode 44, and we are going to get off to the race here. If you're watching this on YouTube, hopefully this is up because my computer's dying and we're going to get a new one down in the studio. But we have some new decorations we're slowly adding to the wall. We got Colgate talcum perfume that cools the skin.
Do we know the name of this woman on here?
I don't know. Maybe we can name her.
Jeanette. We can give them the name of Becky.
Jeanette.
Oh, geez. Champ might get jealous.
Yeah, I know. It can't be Becky.
Yeah, let's see.
We got Drink Mountain Dew. It'll tickle your innards. We got Foster's, Cutler, Co's, Rolled Oats.
Maybe we'll get some fan mail.
What are rolled
put out on the wall.
oats? Is that
Name the talcum girl. There you go. Emails.
Yeah.
Oatmeal?
Are rolled oats just flattened oats?
I think they're rolled into a
All I know is that
cigar.
they're healthfully delicious. They're
rolled oats like Cheerios. They're like those.
Those are rolled
I would
oats.
guess. But
Okay.
I don't know. That could be something you smoke. Look at that. That looks
Quaker
like
oats.
looks like
roll
it looks
oats
like
up
it's
in a
something you
Swisher.
smoke.
Well, it's from 1907. Quick Cooking, 1907. But they're from Iowa. And then we have the big new one. Well, it's not big, but a new one. Jason Voorhees dead? ? The Crystal Lake Post. Which
Wonder if that's still in circulation. If I can get my hands on that. And
wonder what they're reporting on today.
I like to write a column on sports betting up there for Crystal Lake.
Where was Crystal Lake? What state was
I'm going to
Crystal
say New
Lake
York.
I was going to say
somewhere.
Illinois.
Like upstate New York, maybe?
Matt, you could put a
do
line
you
on
got?
how many people he gets.
Right. That'd actually be a good thing for the movie. Watch a movie and that we haven't watched in a long time or that we never watched and then have to do a kill chart and a total on it.
Oh, that's actually a pretty good idea.
Oh, Crystal Lake Post.
Is it Illinois?
Illinois.
What?
How the hell did you know that?
I don't know. I had
What
no
made you
idea that
think
was
of
in
that?
Illinois. It didn't. That surroundings gave me no thoughts it would be in Illinois.
I don't know why. I saw that bridge in the trees in the background.
That makes you think of Illinois. That could have been West Virginia.
Yeah, like I said, that makes me think of Wheeling.
Look at it. It looks like
bridge
something.
in the tree.
That looks like the truck stop down there on the way to Beckley. What the hell is it called?
Tamarack?
Tamarack. Yeah, right.
Yeah, we've been there a lot, Soup.
Oh man,
I feel like we've been there
Remember,
like 15
they
times.
got that. They got that
Sbarro, Burger King.
The Starbucks shut down recently.
And then you can you can put a penny in the thing and smash
Get
it,
a
and it'll
moose.
get a little coin
Get
out.
like a moose back or something.
I'll get a full moose back. Yeah, but we're here. Thank you for everybody that's listened this far. We got some stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks. So
Hey, hang on. I got to interrupt.
Oh, boy.
Crystal Lake is located in Cunningham County, New Jersey. According to this. But I don't know. That's what it says.
Come on.
Camp Crystal Lake, later known as Camp Forest Green, or at the time, Camp Blood.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying, it looked a lot more like New York, New Jersey, but I really wouldn't have guessed
This says
Jersey.
post office in Crystal Lake, Illinois. So there is a Crystal Lake,
I mean,
but there's not a
could've
Crystal Lake
It
post.
just- that just didn't, all the evergreen trees and stuff surprised me.
So did after the events of Friday the 13th, the first one, did the lake stay open for people
for Saturday the 14th.
Oh, I'm sure they had boaters and stuff out. And Kevin Bacon wasn't there, but he was dead already. But I don't know.
Would you go to a lake that you knew some lake monster guy just ripped 8 people apart? Would you?
Is he still out there?
You don't know. They didn't kill him. I don't think they did they?
Well, I always thought they killed him, but he never died. He just come up out of the boat and take the next guy, or to be somebody be driving away in the car and he get him. I mean, he'd be in the back seat, like your dad driving home from Bernie's. He was worried. He was worried he was going to
He
get
was driving on the yellow line.
I don't know if that was Jason related or not. It might have been Bush regular related.
Might have been both.
Soup, we talked about in the couple past episodes that you don't like scary movies.
No.
Did you ever watch Friday the 13th?
Yeah. I enjoy. I appreciate what happens in scary movies and the way they make you feel. But man, I get scared. I just don't like. It's not because I don't like them. I love some good scary movies, but I really do just get scared. Like I'm a little girl.
Are you just scared of like the killer type movies?
Yeah, and
or like is Jurassic Park scary?
No, like some of my favorite movies are like Insidious. That genre are unbelievable.
Okay.
Yeah, Velociraptor's going to be in his
I think
closet.
what scary movies
the
get me?
Dilophosaurus got Nedry.
Like jumpy stuff, I think the way you feel when something jumps out at you is like, I think that's hilarious.
Oh, that's exhilarating.
But it's like crazy. But
Makes you feel alive,
when
right?
scared, when I go home and my brain's playing with me, I do not want to deal with that.
Did you, like if you're in your house and it's late and it's just you and there's maybe a breeze outside?
Now he's got Sammy to say, Sammy, check under the bed, make sure there's not anything under
She
there.
absolutely loves scary movies, which is like, come on, how are you gonna make me watch this? Just let me throw on Step Brothers or something and
How many
enjoy
times
the
you
night.
watch that?
At least 50.
Would you rather be at Crystal Lake or at and have to deal with Jason, or possibly, or would you rather go swimming in Loch Ness?
Oh my gosh, swimming Loch Ness. He's cold-blooded. You're not getting away from him. I like my chances in the water.
Well,
So Nessie couldn't,
Nessie's not going to touch
He's
you?
not gonna catch me when I get on
I don't
the
know.
jet ski.
Some would intimidate me if I was out in Loch Ness.
So
I
is
can tell you that.
is Loch Ness monster a real thing?
People say it is. I don't know. I mean, it could be some prehistoric beast under the sea, but the Loch Ness is
Where is
vast.
Loch Ness?
Scotland. It's a
Is it
vast
big?
water. Oh yeah, intimidating.
Probably really deep too.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Look that
It
up.
is very, very impressive to watch just visually. If you ever seen a show or anything there, it's neat, and it would scare the hell out of you if you were out there in a boat, especially like at dusk. Like it's starting to.
No,
yeah.
I think we've talked about it before. Water is just the scariest thing. It scares the shit out of me.
It can be very, very
Water-
frightening.
Is
water
that a
at night.
lake? Is it a lake?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's just like
Yeah,
one
I mean,
long
yeah.
body of water.
Yeah, I
like
mean, they
that.
refer
What's
it's
that?
a
Yeah,
loch,
a
but
loch.
but that's basically another word for a
Yeah,
lake.
Scotland.
Yeah, they that one famous picture that circles around with Nessie's neck out of the water.
Nessie's neck, and then there's the Bigfoot picture, like the black and white Bigfoot.
And he's mid-stride.
Yeah,
Are those fake?
They got it. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm still waiting.
What would you
to get one?
What out of the three would you say? Mothman, Bigfoot.
I just think Bigfoot was somebody that was hairy, like a tall, hairy guy that was living
That was
in the
8
woods.
feet tall.
I don't know. I think they all might exist.
Like if Yao Ming was just like a guy like that,
Yeah.
or like Shaq, or like somebody was just out in the woods.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you're not.
There's 7-foot human beings.
But he's hairy though.
Yao Ming
lives
used
in
a
the
lot
woods.
of Rogaine or something.
Just because you go into an environment doesn't mean you're just going to all of a sudden get hairy.
Well, he hasn't shaved himself in 15, 20 years.
Yeah, but your arms don't grow. Like I haven't shaved my arms, and
What about him walking around barefoot with big prints like this? That would be worse.
Size 25.
Speaking of that, we talked about when we were in the group the other day. We talked about the tallest guy that ever exists, and this dude. I'm telling you right now, I wish that we could pull things up right now, but his name, his name is. Let me get it.
I think I remember. How old is this guy? He's been dead.
Oh,
right?
he's been dead.
I remember him from Guinness Book. I think.
Robert Wadlow. He is.
And what was he?
He. Soup. Take a guess how tall this guy was.
I'm gonna say 8 foot 9 inches.
Well, let me find it again.
I think I remember a picture of him.
What did you say he was?
8 foot 9 inches.
A little more.
He's not 9 foot tall.
He's 8'11".
I was gonna say.
Dear
dude.
God.
He's 8'11". His foot. Let's see what shoe size do you wear?
I wear a 12, 11.
Guess what his
11-ish. Say
22.
34.
37.
Yeah,
Jesus.
because Shaq wore like a 29 or
Oh
something.
my God.
37.
What's his name? I'm looking him up.
Robert Wadlow. He had. I'm assuming he's got some sort.
Where was he out of? What?
He was from Illinois.
He was American?
He was swimming in the
He
lake.
could stand up in Crystal Lake and be above the water.
No way he was American.
Well, his parents aren't American. If he was 1911,
So there's some kind of discrepancy on Google because it says who's the tallest. Oh, never mind. In the world right now, there's a guy from Turkey called Sultan Kozan.
I bet he's 7'8".
He is.
Plays for the Clippers.
No, he's 8'3".
8'3".
You know what's crazy about Robert Wadlow? I'm looking at him now. He doesn't look like he's that unhealthy. Like you know how like when you're
isn't
that
he
big.
dead?
Well, yeah. Oh, he's
No, I
passed
mean he
away.
does look like a normal
unfortunately,
looking
but-
dude.
Yeah,
I mean,
but he looks
to
like
some degree.
Yeah, he looks normal.
Yeah, I remember.
Like if
seeing
you
that.
saw a headshot of him, you wouldn't think he's 9 foot tall.
I mean, he literally wouldn't be able to stand in this office.
Would you rather be a giant or be a
dwarf.
Yeah, a dwarf.
Giant.
Like
Let's
a
say
dwarf
like,
or
no, we're gonna say Tom Thumb, like 6 inches tall.
geez, he could fit inside that drawer.
Yeah.
I'd rather
I'd go
be
the
tall.
giant.
Yeah, I'd rather be
have
tall.
to, even though my circulation would be a problem.
How
Because, like, if
tall?
you, like, I mean, Tom Thumb, you, like, walk around.
Tom Thumb would scare the shit out of Soup. He'd just be in
Yeah.
a desk drawer and pop
you could,
out.
like, punt Tom
okay,
Thumb and
Tom
you'd be
Thumb
dead.
was 3'4".
Size of a football.
And then, but, like, you could just kick Tom
No,
Thumb and he would
So
die.
That's
I
like
would-
Hasbulla.
No, I'd rather be.
Yeah,
Tom
he is
Thumb.
kind of like Hasbulla.
Because think about how inconvenient everything is for you if you're Robert Wadlow.
yeah, no, you can't do anything.
I couldn't sit here.
You couldn't travel anywhere. There's no car you could sit in. There's no plane you could go on.
He could just walk there. He'd get there in no time.
Yeah, you're probably right. Unless he's in downtown Wheeling. He'd have broke his leg,
he'd
and he'd
roll
be
his-
down to about 6'9" after
He'd roll
a few
his
leg
ankle.
repairs. They shave off some of the bone. He'd be shorter than he originally started.
You can't. No clothes would fit you, so you had to get them all tailored to you.
I wonder-
At least if you're 3'4", you can go wear kids' clothes.
Like doll clothes. Yeah.
But, like, I feel like-
wonder what size Robert was when he was born. Like, did he come out like?
Yeah, he
50,
came
did
out,
he-
baby.
was he-
6 foot.
like, he came out of his mom's womb. He was
And he
taller
was
than
hol-
Tom
he was-
Thumb already.
He was holding
They're
her.
pulling his, she's over there. They're still pulling his
I
leg.
wonder, like,
That lady would have died. Her organs would have been crushed.
Jesus, wonder what his parents looked like. Wonder if they were tall.
Guess how-
I'm looking at him right now. I'm trying to find out where.
How big, Jub? Jub looks
All right,
stunned.
so he was a normal baby. He
Oh,
weighed
okay.
8.5 pounds.
A little bit.
Guess how
I
tall,
weighed more than that.
So how tall?
Really?
Yeah.
How tall were you in kindergarten?
He-
That's a tough question.
No, I know, but I mean, I was one of the
Oh,
tallest kids in
man.
my class. I don't, maybe 5'5", maybe. Does that make sense? Does that be right?
I feel
That's
like
a
that's
big ass-
Or is that
I
too-
think
is
that's
that
Maybe a
too
little big.
Kindergartner 5'5".
Hold on.
I don't know. Do you remember? I mean,
Sammy's 5'2".
Right,
Think
but-
about a
but she's a
kindergartner.
small
that big.
girl and
Yeah, but
not-
think about a kindergartner
How old are you in kindergarten? 4?
5, 6.
6-year-old.
I don't think that's that off.
We're way off
All
right now.
I just got it.
Then maybe 5'1".
I got it. No, I got it. The average kindergartner is 3'9".
Yes.
Average.
3'9". A boy at least.
Matt was in there teaching the classes himself.
3'9".
You guys know how long it's been since I've been in kindergarten? It's been a hell of a long fucking time.
So it says the average kindergartner is 3'9" and weighs about 47 pounds. That's a boy. So that's 3'9".
Yes.
And that's
I was 5'5" and never grew after that.
So Robert Wadlow was 5'4" in kindergarten.
Jesus.
And he weighed 105 pounds.
So I was taller than him.
And then it says that let me see. He suffers from what's called a hypertrophy of the pituitary gland. So it's an enlargement of the pituitary gland, which is responsible for dictating your growth hormones. The tallest baby right now, Karan was a giant infant. What's 7 kilograms in pounds?
Google it.
I can't find where his
7
parents are from. It
kilos.
says they were born in America.
I don't know.
In
I don't know what
1892,
7
Robert
kilograms
Radlow.
is.
7.
I'm not very good with the metric system.
Yeah, I 15 pounds.
Oh,
So he was
God.
a 15-pound baby, and he was over 2 feet tall.
When he was born?
Out the womb?
Yes.
When he was born?
Yes.
Jesus.
He was measuring over 2 feet tall and weighed 15
No
pounds.
way his mom
God.
survived.
He was born in 2008.
That mom got cooked.
He's like a football.
Oh, my Lord.
Bigger
Way
than
bigger
that.
than a
Wait,
football,
2008, Jub.
The biggest baby ever born was 23 pounds,
Jesus Christ.
and he
What was
was
this fucker in there?
He was-
2 years?
2 feet 6 inches.
He's eating steak in there.
My
Yeah.
God.
That is
I'll
over
say.
3 times the weight of an average baby, as well as 10 inches longer than the average.
I wonder if that was a natural delivery. My God.
Yeah,
Jub, that baby that was born in 2008, what was his name?
his name was Karan.
Karan Butler.
Yeah, I don't.
How old was Robert when he died?
I'll look it up.
22. I just looked it up.
Like I said, he didn't. No way he got past 30.
1918 to 1940s.
But he had a lot
Poor
of back
guy.
pain. How about finding a good bed at that size?
Oh,
Well, yeah, your heart
22.
probably just can't.
Yeah, I
pump
guess.
Chuck would
like-
rather be Tom Thumb. He only needs a pillow. That's like his
Yeah.
bed.
Yeah,
He's just laying on
sleep in a
it.
dog
You're
bed.
probably right. You make a strong
Yeah,
case for
then
Tom Thumb.
Think about if you go out to eat, all your dishes are huge. Like you get like chicken tenders. It'd take you a day to eat
You can
two.
stand up and eat it off the plate. How long did Tom Thumb survive? How many years was he
I'll look
with
it up.
us?
But I mean, think about that. You get one chicken tender, it'd last you a week.
Jub, did you already say this? That
Need
Robert
to-go
Radlow
blocks.
was 6'6" when he was 10?
No,
I'm looking at a picture of him versus standing next to another 10-year-old.
Yeah, I remember
That's-
some of those pictures.
He was
Guinness book.
6'6".
That's just Matt in kindergarten.
Yeah, that was me.
you know they called Tom Thumb General Tom
Yeah,
Thumb.
yeah. Because he
was-
dressed up like a general. He ride a horse and stuff. Man.
He made it to
donkey.
45.
Yeah, I thought he lived a while. That's pretty good. So you
Good
got
for him.
a guy with like his organs the size of like a lifesaver candy, and then you got another guy that's like an elephant's organs. That's nuts.
Oh,
Elephant
Jesus.
bone.
No, I think you're right, Job. I think you sold me. I'd rather be
Yeah,
Tom.
me too.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, me too, actually.
There's a lot. Oh, there was another guy that was similar to Tom Thumb. It was like his partner in crime, Commodore Nut.
Oh, interesting.
Better. George Washington Morrison Nutt, better known by his stage name Commodore Nutt, was an American dwarf and entertainer associated with P.T. Barnum's in 1861. He toured England, and he was actually smaller than Tom Thumb.
Oh my God.
Oh my.
Tom Pinky.
Tom Pinky.
Jeez.
It's General Nutt.
Where was
Commodore
he
Nutt.
from?
I'll look him up. But yeah, if you have any fan mail relating to
Tom Thumb? Did he?
Remember his bloodline, Matt, that you were looking up?
That is the whole show right there. If that is real, I would love to be able to find out if that's real. If that is
Of all
real,
the
that
people-
is an incredible bloodline.
He was related
incredible.
to like 5 presidents.
So like George Bush.
Yeah, as recent as that.
insane.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I
Good
was
for Tommy.
stunned by the people that he was related to. Some incredible authors. There's like his lineage is amazing. So I'm assuming did Tom Thumb have children?
I think he
That'd have been a hell of an
He
act
probably-
to put together there if he did that.
I think he did, if I'm not wrong.
Dude, what
'cause
was the girl like?
Maybe she.
No, the Tom Thumbs never had a child.
Thank God.
They said that they made a publicity stunt where they had Tom Thumb hold a baby, but it wasn't his.
Idaho, the movie. Soup just scrolled past. Would you go to Idaho?
Yeah, it'd be
Have
awesome.
you been to Idaho, Matt?
Yeah, it's neat.
No, they grew.
Really?
Is that potato land?
Idaho, Wyoming, and Montana. It's all kind of close. Yeah, well, I haven't been to Moscow, Idaho.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
Yeah.
We got on that yesterday on the radio. Soup, you see anything on that?
Not much.
About the murders?
Just from what you guys were talking about. You guys did a good job of breaking all that stuff down. That guy, I mean, that's horrible what that happened. But what were you guys saying about how, Matt, you said this, how you think he would have went in there and messed with the evidence?
Well, I said it's
just so he
possible.
could-
Like, if
yeah.
I'm his defense attorney, you're starting to think of theories like that. Like, this guy's that smart. He can go in there. He could have stumbled upon the murders, watched somebody go in there, and assumed maybe they killed him, go in there and mess with the scene if he was that kind of fucked up
Well,
person.
he
which
was
obviously
absolutely
probably is.
a genius. I think he was just infatuated with crime, and he was obsessed with,
Seemed like he had-
with killers.
Have they found anything about him, looking stuff up before that, or like?
I don't
how
know.
he's- I know you just said he's fascinated with it. Was
Well, the thing about him, it would throw you off his scent because he teaches that kind of stuff. So it wouldn't be out of plausibility that he would be doing that for studies that he's going to present to his class or and things like that.
Yeah, because I think he was like trying to get people to. Didn't he like send out a survey of? It was like he was trying to get people to like show how they would kill people or some kind of weird survey.
They discussed those theories in one of those classes that he was in.
Yeah, he was a fucked up dude to say the least.
And he's a younger guy.
28,
yeah, like
28, right?
and he went to Washington State. He was getting his PhD in criminal justice.
What was his name again?
Brian Koberger. Yeah.
KHOBERGER.
He looks like an interesting fellow.
Yeah.
I remember hearing you guys
He's a piece of shit, honestly.
talk about how
Yeah,
they
most
said he
likely
would
he
get
is.
mad at the girls at the bar, and he was quick
Yeah.
angered and stuff like that.
Yeah, they
Makes
said
sense.
the barkeep said, he was a little bit off.
I mean, if
Few
you,
beers
if you
in.
look like him, no offense to you, but if you look at that guy, you look at him and say there's something right.
So would you
Something's not
would you rather him life in prison or death penalty?
life in prison?
Life in prison.
Death.
Why death?
Because I think a guy like that with an accelerated ability to learn and just above average intelligence, you just don't ever want to take a chance he gets out on a technicality or anything.
Yeah,
so I say finish him off.
Yep, shut him down.
And it saves us money that way. Even though they'll say they need quicker death row executions, they need to expedite that stuff. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I know it's not going to bring people's families back. I'm mixed on the death penalty, but I do think it's a
Has
necessary
he talked?
thing.
Has he spoken yet?
Apparently he's claiming he's not guilty. So Job will be ready for the trial.
Yeah, I've been on watching a lot of crime stuff recently, and there's a
The hell are those things, Soup?
Meerkats.
We got meerkats on.
Yeah,
them.
meerkats. on the table.
I couldn't tell what they were as babies. Oh, okay.
If you're interested in Animal Planet,
What the hell is he
They used
got?
to have meerkats at
That was
Ogilvy,
it,
right?
His
Yeah.
neck.
Yeah, he has a little collar on, I think.
Job, I know we talked about this like 38 episodes ago, 40. I can't remember. Remember those holes that people go and travel through, like
Like the cave dwellers?
yeah,
Like
the cave things.
Cave dwellers, I'm sorry.
cave dwellers.
They get all skin. They wear the helmets.
Yeah,
and
they go spelunking. They go down in those
Never.
caves, those incredibly tight caves.
Yeah, I don't know why.
That's how about the guy you were just talking about, the giant guy doing that?
Oh,
Oh,
Jesus.
jeez.
Hey, I
Tom
saw,
Thumb would be good at that.
make you a little uncomfortable. I saw actually a video of a guy doing that. Like he was in a really tight space crawling through, and he ran into like a nest of spiders.
Oh.
And they were crawling all over him.
Oh,
That'd
my
be good.
God.
I just finished me off right there.
They were crawling all over him, like
That'd
in
be
his
good.
mouth and
That'd
like
be good.
on his
And
face.
snakes or neck.
He couldn't get out.
You just revealed
He wasn't panicking. He was a weirdo and was say like he was like.
Oh, he enjoyed it.
Kept calm.
That's
Like
normal.
they're
And they think Brian Koberger's got
they're
problems.
crawling on me now. They're in my nose. They're in my mouth.
Oh, good. They're laying eggs in my throat. Yeah.
I saw a good. I saw these guys talking about a good debate. If you're locked in a mall overnight, would you rather be locked in the mall with 5 cobras or 1 gorilla?
I did see that.
Oh, the
Cobras.
gorilla.
Cobra.
Gorilla.
No, I'd be.
I think if I set out
Wait,
to hunt,
No
wait.
way.
So
You're
wait,
locked
hold
in a
on.
mall overnight. So 12. Let's say 12 hours.
Are you
you're
allowed
locked
to
the
go
mall.
in? Like all the shops?
Listen, you do not want to be in there with those cobras.
So you don't know. You don't know where they're at.
I wouldn't know where they are.
You haven't touched
The gorilla I'd have a shot. I mean,
Yeah,
he's not
you
going to
know
be
where the gorilla is.
real nimble on his feet. He'll be knocking over shit.
No fucking
You could
way
run.
I would be in a gorilla. No, way
that gorilla's
in
gonna
hell.
whip your arms off.
At least you could get to higher ground with the cobras. Like if there was like some kind of box, like you could get on top of the little.
I could just lock them in the
Starbucks
store.
hut.
What if you read one of Diane Fossey's books and learned how to communicate with them?
Like,
Yeah.
Cooley said he just locked the cobras in a store.
Yeah, and then you and him started to cook the dinner together in the Olive Garden kitchen in a closed wall or something.
listen, but I'm telling you this right now, Soup. If you think you would rather be in there with those cobras, can you imagine? You would have no peace of mind, regardless of.
No, I'd rather be with the gorilla.
Me too. In the whole mall, you
Yes.
say. Now, in the
Or
same...
with the gorilla. Sorry,
Yeah.
with the gorilla.
Wait, you're picking gorilla?
No, I'm picking the
He's
cobra.
picking the cobras.
Yeah, I think I'm picking Cobra too.
Absolutely
You guys are
not.
nuts.
If you get on top of the Sbarro stand and lay up
Yeah,
there,
no, that's what I'm saying.
They
I'm
can't
picking the
climb.
Cobras.
Can
I'm
the-
not picking a
Can
Galera.
the...
oh,
But what if he's in the ceiling and he comes down?
right, and you don't know.
like out in
I'm
the,
picking cobra too, but I'm just
No,
thinking.
What?
listen.
Let me ask you this, and I don't know this at all. Do gorillas have great smell?
Oh, they got to.
I don't know.
I feel like.
I'm not sure they do.
I saw a
I feel like
video
they
of one.
wouldn't.
I mean, they smell. People say, "Yo, boy, you smell like an ape." Like, is that? I mean, you got BO. Maybe they have always that BO. You can't tell.
Gorillas have a good sense of smell and are able to detect strong odors in environments such as human sweat or the musk of an unknown gorilla.
See, that changes a little bit. That changes me a little bit. If they didn't have, like, if I had a gorilla in there that was smell deficiency, he couldn't smell me, I'd be.
And I'm gonna
good.
tell you this, Soup. I know damn well you're sweating your ass off if there's a gorilla in that building.
And here's the thing: I keep thinking that I'd be able to throw him off, but he has 12 hours to find me.
Once he gets to me, it's
gorilla.
all over.
No,
but it's a matter of trying to outsmart him. I would think that I have
Yes,
a
me
superior
too.
IQ,
I would
but
hope
I would
so.
also have a superior IQ to the snake by a lot.
But you have 5 snakes. There's
Yeah,
5 cobras
okay.
and 1 gorilla.
But if you see a snake, it's not. Is it are they automatically aggressive?
No, they're not automatically.
Okay,
aggressive.
so a snake, you can at least outrun a snake.
no, you cannot. You cannot outrun a cobra.
if you
Job.
step the wrong way, I mean, I don't know. That's a hell of a quandary.
So you're allowed to fight?
Yes.
Yeah, I could hunt him.
I'm just getting a broom and whacking a Cobra.
Guys, do you know how
Yeah,
big
you know,
cobras
I guess
are?
here's where you go. You go to the sporting goods store. You guys are all baseball players. You get a ball bat and start stomping the brains of the cobras.
Hey.
You might have a better chance because the bat won't do much against
Yes,
that
I was-
gorilla. He'll take it right out of your hand and just smash it, or smash it over your head.
Like, imagine if you're trying to sleep in the mall and you hear this.
What is it?
yeah.
You hear that him
He's
beating
beating the chest. What if you went in the movie theater and put a show about apes on?
and he
in there?
breaks through the screen.
Yeah, right. It'd be like Gremlins. They come out through the back of the movie screen.
Well, at least with the gorilla, or at least with the cobras, they're not gonna. I don't think they have a good scent. I don't think they have good ears.
No.
They only have good scent to smell.
And their tongue smells for them.
Yeah, so if that gorilla gets a hold of you,
You're
you're
done.
It's all over. What about a gorilla or a lion in the mall?
done.
Oh,
Take your
You're done
pick,
either way.
whatever you want to do.
Flip a
Flip the
coin.
coin.
Which would be a less painful death? The gorilla choking you out or the lion biting your
I think the gorilla would just kill
biting
you
your
in one
neck?
hit.
I'd
Well,
probably.
he probably would, but you might be unconscious when he starts to eat you. The lion, he's going to grab your neck like this and start swinging you around.
Yeah.
Job, you're right.
It'd be a longer bleed out. I
Those
feel like.
cobras can only go 12 miles per hour.
well, that's 4 miles an hour over top of a average human being. So
How fast do you think you could run?
At least 14, right?
12 miles an hour.
14 miles an hour?
What's your mile time?
I mean,
Sid?
Tyreek Hill runs in a 20.
Yeah, so we should be at least to be able to get 13 or 14, right? You would hope?
not me,
Come on.
dude.
I think we could, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Fine, don't.
Maximum
Actually, if all of
acceleration.
us are getting chased by a cobra, we just need to run faster than Jub.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
Here's this stat though: a king cobra bite can kill a human being in 15 minutes.
Yeah. That's, I mean.
In a full-grown elephant in a few hours.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Well, if they bite me, it's gonna.
I mean,
because I'm off of my
it's done with. Either one of them gets to you, you're finished.
How do
Which
they-
one can you stay
Yeah.
away from longer?
That's the only thing with the gorilla. There's no sneaking up on you. That's the
No.
benefit. With a cobra. If I'm like,
No, that son of a bitch, you
falling
hear him
asleep.
rumbling down through the mall. He'll be in the little kid arcade games or driving a car like a little micro machine. No,
I'd throw like a banana in an elevator and see if I could
Place
trap
cool
him in
car.
there.
Speaking of that, this made me think of an arcade. one of the worst things ever on Jackass was when they did the anaconda ball pit. Do you remember that, Job?
Oh, that would be terrible.
They put 2 anacondas in a ball pit.
Oh, no. No chance I'm doing that.
And Johnny Knoxville put electrical tape around his wrist to he thought that it would protect him. They just bit right through it, and he was bleeding. They had to call to go to the hospital.
It's horrible. It's absolutely
anaconda ball pit. That would be that's hell.
God.
But
I'm not getting grabbed by one of those things. Full size.
Well, there's that one argument. It was like, would you rather take on 100 horse or duck-sized horses or like 5 horse-sized ducks?
100, that's tough. I think I'm going to the 100 ducks or 100 duck-sized horses.
Duck-sized horses.
Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm punting every one of them.
Can you imagine a big duck?
One beat.
I'm doing the little ones.
Ducks are vicious animals.
So we talking about fears? Do you have any animal that freaks you out?
Used to be spiders. I'm good now though. I'm tougher than them.
Mine are bears, but they're my favorite animal.
Yeah, I'm good now.
Yeah, if you watch bears, man.
Yeah, that bear in Alaska we talked about yesterday.
Yeah,
he wasn't.
If anybody thinks a gorilla can beat a grizzly bear, you're out of your goddamn mind.
You don't think the thumb gives it an advantage?
No, because it doesn't give us an advantage.
Lorik Berenson.
Well, I can't bench press a bus either.
No, that grizzly bear is going to swipe that big paw across that gorilla's head.
I've seen Joe Rogan talk about bears, and he makes it seem like they're the greatest animal on the planet.
They're like killing machines. They're incredible.
You can't climb up a tree and run from it either. They just go right up.
There's no escape.
Oh,
I guess
Lord.
I'll see if I can. I don't know if I'm actually able to show this on the podcast, but
You can
The anaconda ball pit.
You can just cut this out, Joe. Sorry, I just wanted to see it.
Wee man.
They don't know where the snake is in there?
no. So they put 2 anacondas in there, but their boy Manny, who's he's like an
good
animal
God.
expert, and he put these anacondas in here, and they got to try to find them.
Why the fuck would he think these tapes would help?
Yeah, the tape around his wrist. He thought that it would be protecting.
Well, he said he was not doing it, and then that gave him some sort of sense of protection.
Look how big that thing is.
Dear.
That's not even a real big
Oh
one,
my
probably.
god, dude!
Oh,
How much money to do this?
oh!
I'm stomping that thing out.
No, I
Look at Wee Man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look at the
blood.
puncture.
Yeah, it went right through the tape.
And if he gets him around the legs and pulls him down.
I would need like a full metal armor, like a
too.
knight.
Like a beast.
I'm not sure I could do this. I'm not sure my heart would be
Look
able
how
to take
thick
it.
that
And then
fucker
he
is.
keeps. He,
Oh,
Yeah, and then he
he's
takes
got
him.
wrapped.
Yeah, he gets him wrapped.
He's
This is incredible.
Slap wee man. Oh,
you got to get
Bit his
closer to
nuts
his
on
neck.
those.
see the thing about those things is once they get around you, there's no getting them off.
No, never.
yeah, you just have to
Look
stomp
at him,
on it.
Jay.
But if they want to kill
what
you,
a stupid animal! Seriously.
You believe that there's countries where those things like roam around like regularly, like and the people just like eat them.
just,
They kill them and
You
roast
just
them.
see him on a road.
Oh,
Oh my god!
Why do this?
The only thing good
He
about
won't
those
get
is
it
they're
around
not
its
poison.
neck.
so right now, yeah,
They're
see,
not
Manny,
poisonous?
No,
why not?
because they just squeeze you to death,
Yeah.
bites your neck, makes you bleed out, and then
They're called-
swallow
They're
you.
called
Look at
constrictors.
his
Look at
fucking
that.
arm.
Looks
Like a
fake.
boa constrictor.
God, snakes are.
Oh,
Yeah, that I could not do it. I couldn't do it.
Got him.
I'll never be able to go in the ball pit at Chuck E. Cheese ever again.
They got the first one out, and Johnny starts laughing and said, "We forgot about the second one."
Oh. Yeah, that was just one.
Yeah, they.
That's absurd. Oh, I think I need a break, Joe.
Yeah,
After
but-
that, I'm sweating.
You're listening to the Pine Room Podcast, but you don't just have to listen to the podcast. We have some other stuff out there too, like Bettor's Last Stand, our sports betting show covering all things sports and betting, or Soup and Stuff, where Soup sits down with business owners, athletes, and other professionals for good conversation. Or if you want to listen to us live, you can tune into the Watchdog, FM 98.1 or AM 1600. Or you can listen live online at thewatchdognetwork.com. You're listening to the Pine Room Podcast.
So we're talking NFL. Unfortunately, Say's Jags, they fell in a glorious battle. It was a sad day, a red day, but he's alive. He's still good. He's still putting his bets in and still hanging. What? What?
Nothing. Go on.
But anyway, you guys, I'm going to let you guys take this because I don't watch sports. So
we don't even need to talk about it for all I care.
I mean, really not much.
I've talked enough NFL for the rest
Jarrett
of my
really
life.
wanted to talk about the Eagles. So
Oh, go ahead, Jared.
I didn't want to talk about the Eagles.
yeah.
You wanted to talk about Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, I would talk about Shannon Sharp. Did you guys see that altercation at the
Lakers versus
Grizzlies game?
Yeah, he was going to fight Shannon Sharp, wanted to fight the entire Grizzly team.
Why?
Well, it started out because he was talking trash to was it Dylan Brooks?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brooks.
But did it stem, Cooley, from him making comments on the show? So those guys had something against him prior.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because I think he said something about how they act like they've won something, something along those lines, but they haven't. And I agree with you.
They do act like that.
They do.
I hate the Grizzlies.
Yeah, I'm not a fan either. Now, there's something to be said. Be modest when you're starting to be an up and coming team. They're not. They're very flashy and drive it down your throat kind of team. I don't care for them either.
Shannon Sharp yelled out to Dylan Brooks, he's too small to guard LeBron.
Right,
and,
which he is.
Yeah, and Dylan Brooks yelled back at him, "Fuck you," and Shannon Sharp said, "No, fuck you," and then it just erupted from there.
Did you guys see Steven Adams was in there and pushing? Everybody was trying to push him around. He didn't even budge. But what do you?
I wouldn't be messing with Shannon Sharp.
No, not at all.
Big man.
Yeah,
no,
and he's accomplished a lot more than any of those guys have.
I thought it was cool. I thought it was neat, but I do like. I guess I do like John Morant a lot.
He's good. I think the Grizzlies have a good team. They talk too much shit for what they are. They're not. They haven't beat anyone yet. They haven't done anything yet. So win first, and then you can talk to a guy who's in the freaking Hall of Fame, one of the best tight ends ever. I'm not saying what he did was any better. He probably should have kept his cool, but he's got a show to promote.
My thing is, why did Shannon get to stay at the game? Anybody else does that, they get kicked out.
Yeah, you're right.
He gets to stay. I mean, he made up with John Morant's dad at the game, but still, it's just. I thought he.
Where did John Morant's dad come from? Did he come down onto the floor?
I think he probably just had floor seats and was just there.
I don't know.
How about LeBron? I saw that clip of him going at Dylan Brooks. He's like, listen, I'm going to give you one more chance or something like that. Mm-hmm. LeBron caught the ball, went coast to coast, and just dunked it immediately.
Right over Jaren Jackson.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know Jaren Jackson, Job?
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
Any other sports stuff?
No. No, I don't care. Whatever you guys want to talk about.
I don't think there's much. There's really not much going on.
Well, I mean,
I enjoy
NFL
the break
wrapping
from
up.
sports.
Pitchers and catchers report in 3 weeks.
Can't wait. Here we come, Buccos.
Let's go, Bucks.
What do you think of them signing McCutcheon, Matt?
Stupid.
Do you think it's a publicity move?
Yeah, but I don't even understand why anybody would be excited about it.
Come on, I think it's like putting makeup on a pig.
It's fun.
I mean,
it's fun, but fuck, it just covers up the fact that they've made no real moves.
He's not even like a little good anymore.
He might start.
Well, how old is he?
Well, he's going to start for them, maybe, but
37 probably.
What are you?
Oh no, not
so
that
you
old.
could probably start for the Pirates.
Stop it, Jub. I don't even know.
I just think it's a no impact signing at all.
Well,
absolutely
my thing
none.
is, number one, why did they get rid of him in the first place?
Because they didn't want to pay him.
Yeah,
so some other teams have paid him since then. Now he's not worth anything, so they can afford him
now
again.
we get him back.
Yes, when he's washed up and awful.
Yeah. So now the next thing they're going to do, they're going to get Clint Barnes back. They're going to get Michael McHenry back off the announcement.
Right.
We're going to get Rod Barajas.
Okay. What about Sean Rodriguez?
No,
No, we don't
he's
want
still
him
got
back.
some time left.
Pedro.
We're going to
John Jaso.
We're going to look across the ocean over to Korea. We're going to get Garrett Jones back.
And Jarrett's boy.
Jung Ho Gung.
Gregory
Gung.
Polanco?
Gung.
We're gonna be
Polanco.
smashing into cars.
We're going to pay Jung Ho's bail so he
Right.
can be on the team.
I don't
Free
think
Jung Ho. Yeah.
Free Jung Ho, and then Gregory's coming over from Japan.
Freddie
Okay.
Sanchez.
Okay. Where's he starting?
He's going to be.
What position?
He'll be at second.
Okay, good. What about Jack Wilson? We know we have a.
He'll
Jason Bay coming back too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Brian Giles.
Yeah, Brian John.
Oh man.
What about Nate McLeod? He'll play for us.
Ryan
he can still
Ryan
steal a
Doman.
base.
Ronnie Cedeno.
Ronnie
Remember him?
Cedeno. Yeah, Clint
We
Barnes
could go
was
on
good,
forever.
bro.
This
Jung
absolutely
Ho. Who would you
horrendous.
rather trust to drive you home? Both having like 12 drinks when you've had like 35 and you have to choose between Champ or Jung Ho Gun to get you
man.
home.
Jarrett would just choose Jung Ho just so he could talk to
He's
him.
like, well, I was killed in the car wreck, but at least it was with Jung Ho.
I mean, heck, I honestly might choose Champ. Seriously.
Oh my gosh.
Seriously.
When's the last time Champ has driven a vehicle?
09.
What was he driving?
He doesn't even remember, Jared. I asked him in the car. He put his hand on his head and he said, I don't remember.
What was that discussion we were having? Champ, what were you doing in 80?
Yeah, 79.
79.
79.
Probably getting fucked up.
That was a really good. That was all. We had every single guy on the podcast that day.
Jesus, full house.
Yeah, we had a full house. Champ, we got to get Champ back on someday.
Yeah, he'll be back. We'll see if he can work some time in for us. He's a busy
This
guy.
is a slow time for everybody. We're
He's been working a
cold
little bit.
weather
He's got his putting green in his apartment. He's been working on his short game for the golf scramble.
Been driving balls.
Does he
into the
actually?
flag.
Oh, I thought he had a little toy.
Sharpening up on his darts and his shuffleboard. He's in off
Listen,
season.
I'll tell you something. This is probably one of the biggest news stories that we've actually had on here. And I don't know how anybody would get away with this or how they found it, but a stolen hot dog statue returned to West Virginia's Dairy Winkle.
What?
Where's that at?
Should we call them right now? Ask them how it got back?
I'm sure they've had a few calls.
If we can get a hold of them.
6 o'clock on a Monday.
I'll look to see if they're
Tuesday.
open. But Matt,
Dairy Winkle.
Something I was looking on here. Millennial pays $300K for 12-year lease aboard cruise ship.
Yeah, how about that?
So they're just staying on there for 12 years.
On there for 12 years.
You think he went on a cruise ship with his
You
parents?
guys couldn't stand it for 5 days.
Wait a second. Like,
Yeah.
does he get any of the amenities?
Yeah, no, the whole thing. He basically bought residence on the ship for 12 years.
That's I kind of like
I kind
that.
of like it too.
It's not bad. You can find new women coming on every week.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Wow.
Jeez.
12 years. Holy.
I wonder how he came up with 12. But
Yeah, well,
unless that was what he had. I'll give you all what I have. It's how long will this get me on the ship?
Oh, I'll tell you this though. That food would get old quick. That buffet food.
well, yeah. But
Can't you get some custom ordered stuff too,
You
though?
can go to like the fancy restaurants, but I mean, there's only a select.
Yeah, it's like 5 different things you can choose from.
Well, that might have just been. Maybe they rotate through. When you're on there 12 years,
Well,
you
if
might
it's-
get a different fresh fish every week.
I wonder if the cruise line goes to the same spot. So if he went and didn't want to get back on the boat, he knows in like 7 weeks they're going to.
Yeah, they'll be back. Maybe he took a job in one of those cities for a while.
Barbados.
Yeah, right.
Good
Just
for him.
work in Barbados for a few weeks and then
Would you live on a cruise ship?
island
I've
hop.
never actually been on one, but I'd love to. I heard they're a blast. I think it's so funny the stories you guys tell about how you get to go to the casino and how you
Cruises
get to.
are awesome.
Didn't you guys say there's a mall on one of them?
No, it's basically like a floating mall. It looks
Floating
like
mall.
like if you were looking in now, Ohio Valley Mall is a little rough now, but if you just like look out down the boat, it just looks like
You know what I want to do? I see pictures. There's one of my favorite things is go karts. There's go karts on top of a cruise ship. Have you guys ever been on one of those? Those look
sweet.
sick.
You love go-karts. You've
Oh,
always
it's my
been a
favorite.
go-kart
I want to
guy.
build
What if
one
you crash through the fence and fly into the water?
I thought about that.
That makes me want to throw up.
I want to build one day a huge go kart track out in the woods, but it's go karts and paintball at the same time. So
Ooh,
like you
that's a
can
good
drive
idea.
you can drive your go kart and
we used to back at Cooley used to have this go kart that probably did not exceed the safety precautions.
It was like an ATV.
Yeah, it wasn't really even a
And it
go
was
kart. It
like-
was more like a 4x4 kind
and
of
it
thing.
flew, but. We would drive it, and he had this dirt course. Like we had rode it so much that the dirt kind of came
It was
up.
almost like a figure 8.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the grass died, and there was just dirt in the backyard.
So we used to do a thing on the bottom turn. Guys would stay down at the bottom of the turn, and you'd grab like a ball of rock, like dirt that had solidified, and you just whip it at the driver as he went by. And we didn't have goggles on or anything.
that's very safe.
Like if anybody got
That's
hit,
like taking your lawnmower out in a bunch of stones. And yeah, that's a
Why
good
we
idea.
thought that was a good idea and how
Gravel
nobody
factory.
got hurt.
it would. I remember it would smash across someone's helmet.
just wouldn't
and
be
we
able to
would laugh. You'd laugh like just incredible.
One of you guys could have turned out to be a cyclops after that.
Hey, and you know what? I'll never let you guys live this down. we built an outhouse. Do you remember we built an outhouse out of that sheet metal?
Oh yeah, my backyard.
I was the only one to use it. I was the only one to use it. And then we dug a hole in his backyard because we wanted to catch something. We wanted to catch an animal. Granted, he had 3 dogs. I have a dog. He's got cats.
So raccoons
we dug a hole and put sharpened sticks in the bottom of the hole. And
like
covered
Rambo.
it with twigs.
What'd you guys get? A muskrat or something?
Nothing.
I don't think we ever went and checked it.
Did you guys put bait in it? Bait?
No, we just dug a hole.
Just
Thought the thing would be stupid enough to fall on the.
Just walk right into it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised none of us stepped on it.
Yeah, like roll your ankle.
Steps on a spike.
That's like those old, in Korea. They had those punjai traps. Those trap doors in Korea, and they're in the Korean War.
Ooh yeah, fall down in them. And there's
and they would like rub like.
Hey, to follow up on the hot dog statue stolen from Dairy Winkle.
Yeah.
It was in Kanawha County. It was in Charleston.
That's what I
thought. The beloved Wiener Man was allegedly stolen from Dairy Winkle, and the owners are giving a cash reward for its information. So it did get returned. And actually, the Dairy Winkle caught on fire on January 11th, and
tough month.
Then the hot dog man got stolen.
What was his name?
Again?
The beloved Wiener Man.
It got stolen
That was
again?
my
No,
nickname.
no.
Did you see the picture of him?
That was my nickname
Yeah.
in high school.
Yeah, he's
I tried to call it. It said temporarily closed.
That was your nickname in high school.
Yeah, the beloved Wiener
Beloved Wiener Man.
Poor,
Boy.
poor hot dog. Hey, speaking of like signs, did you guys see that? It's actually on here too. That Denny's sign crushed that woman in Kentucky.
Horrible.
That's horrible.
Denny's sign.
She shouldn't have been there in the first place.
God.
Stranded Dominican sailors
That's the
survived.
lesson. Don't eat
Don't eat it.
Denny's.
Well, because Denny's
Denny's is a shithole.
They had
Denny's
that.
was good that day in Orlando.
I like certain Denny's.
Yeah,
They're
so
all
do
right.
I.
It was good.
Denny's. If you want to ruin my day,
So
take me to
you're
Denny's.
definitely pro Bob Evans. I know that. And you
Bob
like
Evans,
Perkins
Perkins.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
Hey, how about Haywood said he liked Perkins?
Yeah, he
yesterday?
liked-
Wait, you like Perkins more than Bob Evans?
No. I said I'll do Perkins and Bob
Dude,
Evans.
Perkins is good.
Bob Evans.
Perkins has good waffles.
Yes.
If you like
Bob
waffles.
Evans is way better.
Bob Evans Bob Evans went down on my scale because they got rid of the cinnamon supreme pancakes.
Those were so good.
They were so good, and they got rid of them.
Man, one of
They
my
were like
things that
1,000,000
I
calories.
think is absolutely incredible is in Ocean City, the very first building you see as you come into the giant strip at
Denny's, yeah.
And then
on
people
the Route
go
90
to it.
bridge. That's a rebuilt Denny's. They
There's like,
serve beer
aren't
there and
Aren't
everything.
there a couple? Aren't there a
Yeah,
couple?
and there's
of those?
one. There's one to the
Looking
north
down the
too,
road?
by the Gold Coast Mall.
It absolutely boggles my mind that people will go to
The place is packed.
go to a vacation spot and eat at a Denny's.
Well, if they don't have Denny's where they're from, that's like they probably think.
Who doesn't have Denny's?
Jub, they probably think
The back hills of
Everything you can
of
make
North
at Denny's,
Dakota.
Those
get at
guys,
Denny's, you can make
those
in your
guys from
kitchen.
Deliverance
Yeah,
are about
but
the
come
only
on.
ones that didn't have it.
like
Denny's locations.
everywhere. I guarantee they have
USA.
more. There are probably more Denny's than there are like AT&T stores in
Jub,
the nation.
if they're oh wow, they are.
Yeah,
They are everywhere. I'm looking at a map right now, and they are actually everywhere. Besides the Midwest,
Why is
Yeah,
there
where
so
there's
many
no-
Denny's?
because it's a shithole.
Golden Corrals, like
South Dakota only has 2, maybe 3. Montana doesn't have much. Wyoming, Texas is juiced. There are so many Denny's in Florida. And
Wait,
like
Golden-
on the East Coast.
Golden
Denny's.
Corral.
There's a Denny's on every block in Florida.
Yeah,
It seems like.
Golden Corral is just a feeding trough. I mean, it is smash
Sickening.
up food. And like they put it, it's like pigs. They literally
It
put
literally
it in a
is.
trough.
Who knows what animals those actually are
And
on
old
there.
grandma comes up and just.
I bet the pig might not even
straight
eat
in
some of
there.
that.
No, like
It's
that.
horrible. All you can eat wings at Golden
This-
Corral.
Oh.
Who would go there?
it's all-
Those are probably bat wings.
Yeah, I
They're
was
probably not
just
even
gonna
chicken.
say bat
They're
wings.
probably not.
Literally
Probably
like
those
rat
giant
legs.
vampire bats like in Ace Ventura 2. Yeah, that's probably what they
You
are.
can eat bat wings, and then the steak. The steak
prime-
comes from like
that
a
prime
meerkat,
rib.
Bat wing.
fried meerkat steak.
The prime rib is always real fatty. It's always got those giant
gross.
slivers.
Hey,
There's no way that's a cat. That's a piece of cattle.
They do have good ice cream though.
Yeah, but anyway, I could spit out ice cream that's just
But you can
soft
just-
serve.
They got
You
that
can just
chocolate fountain too.
Yeah, that is good. Yeah, the chocolate
Listen,
fountain.
but when we
It's
would go
probably
to when we would go to a Golden Corral and they would cook the steak,
No,
Wasn't that
don't
bad.
even-
All you could eat steak.
USA Steak Buffet.
That was my favorite, Matt. Matt,
I like that
unbelievable.
place. I have
And
to
they
say I
charged
like
you.
that
The
place.
older you got, the more you had to pay. Like
Right.
if you were 7, you had to pay $7.
Right.
If you were 8, you had to pay-
everybody's rate was different. You could be in line with 20 people would be different
Yeah.
rate for
What was the
everything.
place?
so
A
good.
place in Elm Grove? Hosses, right?
Hosses.
Oh, yeah,
They had that
Hosses.
cinnamon bread. Remember
Oh,
that?
It's
So
very
good.
I
vaguely.
will say I had like one of the first steaks I ever had out of my own house was at Hoss's with Coach. We went there for lunch. Really good steak, and then the next week
Hosses
they
was
were closed.
great.
They
But
probably
no.
Now they're a Med Express or
Yeah,
something.
people shit on Chinese food for being like they think that's gross, but I guarantee you in Golden Corral they've put out animals at that buffet.
No,
they should
when
have.
you guys said bat wings, I've had bat wings. It's horrible. Those
Where
are
the
really
hell
good.
did you have
whoa,
bat
whoa,
wings?
whoa, whoa, what?
Yeah.
You've never had
Yes,
bat
we
wings in your
have.
life.
Wait, where was this?
West Lib had a wing night and did bat wings, but you guys didn't eat it at the cat.
Wait a second.
Wait, like vampire bat, like fang,
Yes, like legit
really?
bats. You can text Earl. Text
I gotta
her.
call
You
Marcella.
are lying.
Wait, so like
Text
on that
those guys.
exotic foods night, they did that?
Yes, they
Oh,
had
okay.
bat,
Well,
it was
I-
wing night, and you just went and they had bat. They're horrible.
You are lying.
Jump! No, I'm not.
You're telling me West
Oh,
Lib
God.
so bats.
Bat.
Did they
bat
still?
wings.
But did they do that exotic foods thing when you guys were there?
I've never heard
'Cause they
of
did
that.
that.
No, you
Yeah, they-
goofball.
what?
They're called bat wings because they're black. They char them. That's why they're
Jump!
called bat
No,
wings.
they're
for
not.
Halloween.
You
Like,
didn't eat
bat
bat wings.
animal.
Jump! Yes, we did.
Dude, you did
This
not
is
eat bat
incredible.
wings.
Yes, we did for Halloween.
This is amazing.
They
Oh,
served
this
us
guy has lost
legit
it.
Yes.
bats.
For Halloween, they blackened the chicken wings
No,
to
they
make
didn't,
them.
Job. They had wings on
So
them.
where the hell would they get bat wings from?
I don't know,
A
but they
bat farm?
got it. They got them, Job. I don't know who we could call.
You are out of your mind.
Yes, we
Call the
did.
cafeteria at West Liberty right
I
now.
don't know-
Let's go and
I don't
ask
know
them
who
if
would've-
they've ever served
I
bat
don't know
wings.
who would eat at the calf.
I want you to know one of those students would have went home, called their mom, and had that place shut down immediately.
It was like everyone thought it was normal in there.
Nobody would have thought that. You see how well we acted right now? Nobody in that cafeteria would have ate that or thought that was normal.
trying to
except
think.
you.
I might have given it a
I'm
shot.
trying to think who would have.
I don't know if this was
hey,
possible.
hey, Sue, when have you ever been to any restaurant and they're serving bat?
Guys,
Asbestos
I'm as in shock as you guys.
You know how many
are.
bats they have to kill?
Hey, I got a question for him though. What'd they taste like?
They were horrible.
Chicken.
Like, did they have
like
a chicken
chicken.
texture?
Yes, and they just,
It was
but they
chicken.
didn't taste like chicken.
eat bat.
Yes,
You
I
did
did.
eat
I'm
bat.
looking it up right now.
You
West
can't eat bat.
West Liberty.
I think
Halloween.
you have to have shots and stuff.
West Liberty cats.
Vaccines.
You'll get,
Bat
like,
wings.
you'll get
Had
rabies
a little
after
chemical taste to it.
Stay signed out.
Bat wings. Mm.
That's insanity, Soup. The fact
I don't know who we can. I don't know who I can fact check this with. I don't.
Sue,
Anybody-
here's the thing: if you can fact check this and guarantee
This
that
would be
they
amazing.
were actual bat wings,
Okay.
I will drive down to your house with you when you move.
Bats
I'll
are
help you.
eaten by people in parts of some Asian, African, and Pacific Rim countries.
Wait,
Isn't that how COVID
Yeah,
started?
that's
China,
how COVID
Vietnam,
started.
Seychelles,
West Lib started COVID.
Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand, Guam. Okay.
It says if you consume bat, some that may consume bat may start to see effects of motor neuron disease.
Yeah. But that's
What
what
is
they
that?
thought
What is
that
that?
they think that the COVID came from a
Your
bat.
motor skills start to decline.
At those wet markets in Asia, that's where they eat bats at.
Guys,
You go bite the head off of them.
I vividly remember they put barbecue on them.
Vividly.
Vividly.
didn't
wasn't.
eat
This
bat
is
wings.
greatest.
Guys,
This is
it wasn't
incredible.
a normal chicken wing. It legit had wings on it. Like it was a bat. We ate bat.
Chickens
at
have
West Liberty.
wings.
No way.
Dude,
There's no way.
Dude.
No, we
This
ate
guy
bat.
has.
Do you know what bat wings look like?
They had wings
They're
on
not
them.
thick enough to be like a wing
It'd
to
be
eat.
like
They'd be
eating,
like a chip,
seaweed.
right?
You
It'd
could
be like
take it-
eating no.
Yeah.
There'd be no meat on
You
it.
could take it, and you know how like its wings would pull apart. You could go like this.
like that.
Yes, Job. That's
Dude.
what they fried. They fried those
Dude,
fries.
dude,
There's no meat on a bat.
if it actually served these, or are you talking about this?
West Lib would have been shut down that day.
Job. Okay.
Is that
That's
it?
chicken.
Yeah.
That, I'm going to be honest, that's what it looked like.
See,
I had a feeling when he described it, that was what it was going to be.
Yeah.
What was that?
So it's
Chicken.
like the full wing. It's the
So they call them bat wings because
probably
they,
Halloween.
they
got the full wing,
and then they blacken
Jesus.
them.
so you got the
Time
wing
out.
part and then you got the drummy part,
Yes.
and,
It's-
then you have the flat too.
Yeah, and it
they're
literally-
connected.
You could. It looked like you're playing an instrument,
Right.
Like
Yes.
you could move it.
It says roasted bat wings in quotations for your Halloween guests.
Oh,
Let me look
God.
them
And it says 2 pounds dipped in soy sauce, black bean sauce, tamarind paste, and brown sugar to give it the black color.
I'm looking at. That's exactly what we.
Yes!
All right, case solved.
Thank goodness.
That's exactly.
That was been the most amazing thing
Who
ever.
you told that you ate bats in West
A lot of people.
Wait, maybe that's why they got rid of Sodexo.
Aladdin comes back after the Batwing fiasco. Oh my God!
I'm sorry. I was wrong. But to the normal person, that look. I just texted.
not to the normal person.
I texted my cousins. Do you guys remember eating those bat wings at WL Calf? Carlos said, "So fire! I need those."
Oh my God. You said they were horrible.
So you guys remember? I didn't like them, but I'm happy you guys. I'm happy someone remembers.
So next that closed down. Substitute bat wing.
Delicious bat. And
Okay, I was wrong.
Covered in barbecue.
I was wrong.
It's okay.
But I'm happy.
I'm glad you were wrong. You'd be worried about your brain pan would be deformed right now if you had eaten those.
You wouldn't be able to walk.
No, it'd be trouble.
In a wheelchair.
You'd be walking into the walls,
Wheel you
smashing into windows and stuff. Poor Sammy, she's got to inherit this in a few days.
You might be able to drive to your job.
She's got to be rethinking things right now.
You have to drive to your job.
I can't marry this guy. He ate bat wings.
Oh, Jesus.
He can't move his feet now.
He might start having webbed fingers and toes, too.
They're all in wheelchairs now.
That was perfect.
Soup's not going to sleep in a bed. And Sammy's going to be like, Soup, why aren't you coming to bed? I'm just going to hang from the ceiling tonight, honey.
Upside down with his toes curled around a bar. Jesus. Oh, this is fantastic. Thank you for this, Soup.
Yeah,
what a way to go out, buddy. What a way.
I'm happy you guys.
Oh, my.
I'm happy we found out what they were though, because I ate those. What you showed, John. Those were the ones I ate, and I'm happy though that we found it out because I ate bat wings. And
Soup can
You
go
did.
to sleep.
The Americanized term.
yeah,
The bat version of
I
chicken.
ate those.
Oh, Jesus. That's the hardest I've ever laughed on this
Yeah.
show.
We might have to take a break.
That's the hardest I've ever laughed. How long have we been going? Jesus.
Like 25 minutes, I think.
All right, you want to take a break and then we'll
Yeah,
come
we'll
back.
finish her up.
All right.
I'm hot.
You're listening to the Pine Room Podcast, and we want to hear from you. Send us feedback, questions, or topics you'd like us to discuss to contact@thepineroompodcast.com. Look, we might not be the best podcast out there, but I know one thing for certain. There sure as hell isn't anyone better. You're listening to the Pine Room Podcast.
Well, hopefully you thought that was as funny as we did, because that's the hardest I've ever laughed on this show. That was incredible. But let's see. We're not. If you're looking to see that top, you might as well just turn this off now, because that's probably we're probably going to go downhill from here. But anyway, let's talk about some history. We got a lot of stuff on the list today. Last week was pretty dark. But
I don't think it's brightened up much.
well, I said
No.
Maybe a
one
little
good
bit.
thing.
A little bit. I see a good thing, too.
The first canned
Yep.
beer, 1935, on January 24th.
We need to get a sign for it.
Kruger's
Yeah,
Ale.
Kruger's Ale. I wonder if we... I'm looking it up
Sold
right
in
now.
the
They had-
USA.
I think they had a Kruger beer and then a Kruger's cream ale. I think. Ugh.
Ooh.
Oh, I'd love cream ale.
Not root beer. Cream soda.
Cools.
All right, I was waiting for it. January 24th, 1943, Hitler orders German troops at Stalingrad
Yeah.
to fight to the death.
You think you could do that if you knew that your commanding officer said, You have to fight to the
Well,
death.
how was you going to say that? Why didn't they just say no?
Because it's Hitler.
They loved
You got to
him.
listen.
They believed in a higher
What if they just
power.
turned around and shot him and well, he wasn't there, but
Was he?
no.
Well, I was watching some documentaries like how different combats changed because leaders used to fight in wars. Like great leaders like Alexander the Great, he was on the front lines
Right.
with his soldiers. Now it's like
That kind of went away, and probably right in colonial times, they started to bring them back to the top of the ridge, and they'd like oversee. And then in the Civil War, obviously,
who was up on top of the hill, and they were on top of a hill, and then they charged down in this valley full of
Pickett's
smoke.
Charge.
Was that it?
Was that in Civil War? I mean, that's
It could be it when they ran down in the valley and there was a bunch of smoke, and they thought there was going to be like enemy fire, and then when they ran down in the smoke, they ambushed them in the smoke.
well, that was similar to Pickett's Charge. I don't know if that's the one you're referring to.
Maybe it is.
So that was a Civil War battle, but maybe you're thinking
What's
of
Pickett's Charge?
that was a Civil War battle, very similar to that.
Yeah,
Yes.
it might be that.
Is that when
They charged. They actually they didn't charge into a cavern. They actually charged up a hill, I believe.
is the Civil War when guerrilla warfare began?
not GORILLA?
I don't know. I mean, maybe to an extent.
Everybody's fact checking things right now.
Yeah, that makes me curious. Actually,
I'm trying to figure out what that charge was called, but it's a really cool story. I can't remember exactly what it is. But Soup, go ahead, hit us with something.
The GOAT, January 23rd, 1998. Michael Jordan scores in double figures for 800th consecutive game and would finish at 840 in a row upon retirement. He scored 10-plus straight for 840 games.
Is it really that impressive?
That is amazing, I feel like.
I feel like a lot of all-star basketball players would do that.
What?
Okay, have they, though?
I don't know. I love the fucking
No, because now they sit games and stuff.
Well, like LeBron. Well, like, he didn't play 800 straight games.
Yeah, okay, you're right.
Cornball. I mean, LeBron definitely would do that.
How many points?
I thought there was a couple times LeBron had like 5 and like 8 points.
How many games is he away from breaking the record?
They said he should have it before the All-Star break.
Record.
Who's the worst NBA player of all time?
I mean, if you make it, like, are you
man.
the worst? One time, who's the player that had 24 minutes played and not recorded a single stat?
Tony Snell, yeah. I mean, even he's like pretty solid. I mean,
I don't know.
The
Grayson
20
Allen.
20 worst NBA players
one of the
all
biggest
time.
busts is probably Anthony Bennett.
The 20 worst. Here we go. Number 20. We'll do a couple of these. Number 20. Well, there's number 19, I guess.
We should get these
Who's
guys on the podcast.
Keith Close.
I have no idea. We might not know anybody on
Elliot
this
Williams.
Oh boy,
Javaris Crittenden.
yeah, I've heard of him. I remember him in college. But
Desagana Diop.
Sagana Diop, yeah. Never panned out.
Hamed Haddadi.
He sounds like a terrorist.
He averaged 2.2 points and 2.5 rebounds in parts of 5 seasons.
I mean, that's still like, if you've been lasted 5 seasons, you're not the worst NBA player ever.
Mark Madsen.
Who's number one?
Oh, yeah, Mark Madsen from Stanford.
Give us the top 3, Joe.
Lazar Hayward.
Nah.
All right,
I don't know these guys.
Top
Mark Madsen. actually-
Cooley, what happened to Anthony Bennett?
He just sucked.
Yeah,
He didn't. He was the number 1 overall
Okay,
pick,
that's
and
what I was
then
wondering.
he didn't play very long.
Who's Menki?
Hopefully he's all right.
Menki Batir.
Jump, I don't know any of these.
Considered a legend in China.
He wasn't a legend in the NBA.
Rafael Arujo. Michael Ruffin.
I remember him. He was like a high draft pick and was terrible.
Jump, you could just be reading people off like.
Nah, these. I
out
know
of the
some of these guys, not all of them.
Sun Ye. He played for the Lakers. He had 0.6 points, 27% shooting,
Wow.
Dear God.
and less than 3 minutes of action per outing. And then number 1, Cherokee Parks.
No way he's the worst ever. No.
Who is that, Matt?
No. He played for Duke, and he got all these tattoos like when he was in the pros. He had a career for a little
He
while.
finished up shop as a member of the Golden State Warriors back in 2003-04, averaging a robust 1 point in 12 games.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying he was great, but he was actually a legit college player, and he was an all right NBA. He could rebound, block some shots.
The worst.
I've seen way worse guys than that. He stuck around for a while.
Can you imagine if you made it to the NBA, you really grind it out, then you Google that and you're number one?
There's no way. He shouldn't be number one. That's not fair.
Man, that's rough.
That's not
Jarrett,
fair.
you'll know this. Who's the worst MLB player of all time?
Recent player?
Of all time.
Probably that guy that had his cell phone in his pocket.
I know this.
No, I
thought you had it Googled. Oh, the worst player of all time? Probably.
It says Gary Sheffield's on this list.
Oh, now that's absurd.
Yeah.
Or no, sorry, not Sheffield. Gary Sutherland.
Okay.
I'm going to say number one. Number one is.
Are you gonna name him Buckeye?
Kaz
Yeah, I was trying to
Matsui.
Well, you're most likely just not going to know these guys.
Yeah.
Doug Flynn.
Never heard of him. Chris might know him.
Wait, Doug Flynn. Didn't we see his bobblehead in that store yesterday?
Wait, yeah, that was a guy.
No way. You
Yeah,
guys saw
no,
Doug
wait.
Flynn.
We
There's
gotta
a
go
better
back.
chance he ate a bat than you
No, I
guys saw
swear-
Doug
I
Flynn
swear-
bobblehead.
Didn't I pick it up and say
You
who's
said
Doug
you said
Flynn?
who's Doug Flynn, and I said I don't know.
Doug Flynn
what
played
team?
for.
I got to go back there.
How could he be the
tomorrow.
worst ever if he's got a bobblehead?
What team did
Maybe
he play
that's
for?
why he's got one.
No, I don't think it was. I don't think it was
No,
Doug Flynn.
no.
There was a Flynn. I think his
It
last
was
name was
definitely
Flynn,
Flynn.
though.
It was definitely Flynn.
I would say the worst of all time
Bill
is
Bergen.
like fucking like
Bill Bergen's number one.
Jason DeLay for the Pirates.
Pirates had a lot of them. You could
Yeah.
pick. You could find a lot of them on that team.
Let's see. I'm trying to find.
Here's
stat-
top five.
Bergen struck out 354 times in his career, and he had extra base hits.
What?
He struck out.
He struck out 354 more times in his career than he had extra base hits.
Oh my god! He's probably one of those players for the Pirates. You're probably right, Jarrett. Tyke Redmond, Mike Kingery. There are so many bad ones. Jermaine Allensworth.
And then Soup just for you. 'cause I know
Lastings
you like
Millage.
this, but
He was like a number
Who's
one overall
the top
pick.
five, Joe?
Chris Bergen.
Oh,
All right, this is the worst NFL player of all time. Number one, Jamarcus Russell
Yeah, that's
from
fitting.
the Oakland Raiders.
Are you guys familiar with him? A
little bit.
He got drafted by the Raiders. They won the national championship at LSU. He had this really big arm. So the coaches when they got him in, they drafted him, they signed him. I mean, the coaches, they kept giving him the guys films to take home and stuff. And they're like, this guy's not like retaining any of these. Like, we're sending him home with assignments during training camp.
Yeah.
Like, watch this, and we're going to work on it at practice. So the coaches started to suspect he wasn't watching it. So they would send like videotapes of like movies and cartoons with him, and he would just say, "Oh yeah, coach, I watched it last night."
Oh, my
yeah,
God.
yeah. So then the word was out
said-
on him, and he gained like 500 pounds.
Yeah, he
was
said
real
he was
fat.
out of shape.
Oh yeah, he looked like an offensive lineman by
when
the
he
end
was
of his time.
He had 25 starts as a quarterback. He threw 23 interceptions, had 15 fumbles, and a completion percentage of 52 and
He fumbled a lot. The big
really
thing
bad.
of him at the combine, he threw a ball 70 yards from his knees, and somebody said, "When would a guy ever do that in the game?"
Yeah.
70 yards from his knees. Yeah, so he was the number one pick for the Raiders. Idiots.
Matt, what's like an average like a stroke in the PGA Tour? Like what's the average on that? Is that like
a guy's like par score? Like
yeah.
Well, I mean, all those guys are they're not even handicapped. So you would say, I don't know, 3-4 under par probably.
Well, this says the worst round ever on the PGA Tour was 123 strokes on
No
the PGA
way.
Tour, ending with a score of 381, 93 over par, 85 shots more than the second last
On the
player.
PGA Tour?
Yeah.
Who was the guy? I can't believe that. That's nuts.
Oh my god.
it's like that girl from
Yeah.
Concord.
We got to get her on the show soon, right?
Oh
Sure.
yeah, that.
Say, let's go through your round shot by shot.
It would be here for days, man.
What happened on the whole 4? You shot 16.
Mike
You think you could beat her?
Yes.
Mike Resor.
Spell it.
Oh, boy.
Mike
Okay.
Don't know that name.
Resor.
Now, how in the world he got to a PGA card is amazing to me. Yeah, I mean, most of those guys, a bad round for a PGA guys, you know, some of those courses, shoot 7-8 over sometimes.
He shot
but
93 over on the PGA.
That's incredible.
That's awesome. That makes you feel.
I think I found his Instagram. He has 12 followers.
Cooley's got a shot at the tour.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, sorry.
I could do as good as that
R.I.P.
guy.
Mike.
Soup just said, I think I found his Instagram. He's been dead for 20 years.
Well, he would have an Instagram. That would make sense.
Yeah. Well, anything else newsworthy here you guys want to talk
How
about?
about this one? Your dad and Chris, they talk about
this
this
is
moment
big.
a lot. January 23rd. Oh, that's Ace's birthday, by the way. Happy birthday to Ace. Yesterday was his birthday. Hulk Hogan defeats Iron Sheik in the WWF title at Madison Square Garden, January 23rd, 1984.
Did he Hulk up?
What an event. Oh, yeah. He body slammed him and hulked up big time.
Yeah.
What Hulkamaniacs were going nuts that night.
That's
Do you know
huge.
the Iron Sheik?
No, I don't know anything about WWF or E or A or whatever it is.
Can you believe the WWE, how incredibly popular it was back in the day?
It still is.
Yeah, it's doing. I mean, it's
strange.
doing well.
But I've never seen, like, if you look up WWE, what's that one where it was like Ricky Steamboat?
Oh,
against-
that outdoor, one, it was in,
yeah,
was
it was
it
a
in,
stadium or something.
yeah, no, it was in the Silver Dome, I think, in Detroit.
It was the biggest crowd
Oh, it
I've
was
ever
unreal,
seen.
like 90-something thousand people.
It was incredible.
That's so wild.
It was WrestleMania 2 or 3, and Ricky Steamboat against like Macho Man. That was an incredible event. There were so many people with that thing. They were littering the ring. They were throwing these shit you can't even do. I mean, that is Vince McMahon. Obviously, he's a billionaire for a reason, but
But it's
what
all
entertainment.
stage. I don't understand.
Yeah,
And
but
I
those
think-
guys, if you watch that Macho Man, Ricky Steamboat, maybe the best match ever in the history of wrestling. The athleticism, I don't care if it was staged or not. If you could pull that shit off, it's incredible.
Yeah, like when I was little, I always just thought Rey Mysterio was so cool. But now that I'm older, him flying around those ropes like that, I mean, we couldn't do that.
No.
You know how much core strength that probably takes? To,
Yeah, I mean, I think that kind of was almost like that's the charm of it. Like, is that it's fake? It's almost just like funny. Mm-hmm. Like, it's,
I mean, I know
to
you
me,
guys. I thought it was real when I was little.
Did they freestyle it or did, like?
No, it's planned.
Every-
It's a show.
I didn't know if there was some parts of maybe they were like.
I'm sure they.
Yeah, there's
improv.
probably
Oh,
some.
no, yeah, there's some parts. There's the famous where Mankind got thrown through the
the steel cage.
steel cage by the Undertaker. That was back in like the early 2000s. So Mankind is this kind of big sloppy character, like big beard, big long hair, and he's up on top of the cage with the Undertaker, and he gets thrown off the cage one time. And he told the guys before the match, I'm probably not going to be able to get up and do a second throw. But he got up and like he had a broken collarbone and he crawled to the top of the cage again. And what he wanted to do was the Undertaker was going to slam him on top of the steel cage, and then a couple of the zip ties that held the cage together were going to snap, and he was going to shove him through the steel cage like through this little hole and
like
have him fall
Play-Doh?
through. Yeah. And then, but what happened was the Undertaker took Mankind up and slammed him on top of the cage, and the cage broke, and he fell all the way down to the
canvas, right?
canvas, and he punctured his lip with his teeth. His teeth went
yeah.
through his lip, and he had a tooth like hanging out of his lip.
Why was Mankind wearing a school teacher's outfit?
Well, that's his outfit. He's like he wears like a dress-up shirt.
Oh, he almost kicked Undertaker off the cage.
Yeah, I don't remember when this was, but the crowd was just immense at these. But there were times when guys would get like thrown through lamps and thrown through.
Yeah, who got Randy Orton? No, Orton got thrown through the lamp.
John Cena.
Oh, Cena got thrown by Orton.
Yeah, and there's just
Who
incredible.
got thrown
stuff.
on the table of
He
tacks?
gets Mankind after he's got teeth through his lip gets thrown on top of thumbtacks.
What arena is this in? Oh, I see something right there. PNC Bank.
PNC Field.
Uh-oh.
No, but they keep fighting like this. And if you look up stories about the WWE, about these old legends that, and I hate the WWE now, and I used to like it as a kid because I thought it was real. But
What are the steel chairs made of?
they're steel chairs.
They're steel, but they're a more flimsy type of tin. They're not those ones
like
that
the
they have
actual
down at the
heavy
Civic
ones.
Center. The ones that they're like real thick, weigh like 45 pounds.
Job, you don't like the new WWE with like Logan Paul on it?
No, it's stupid. I just hate the whole. I don't know. There's just something about the way it is so phony, fake, like kiddie to me now. Whereas like this is dudes are getting bloodied and their heads
Smashing
being-
beers over their face and
Yeah,
everything.
like this stuff is.
Oh, here
Well,
comes
that's everything now is censored and stuff. This was
I mean, this
wasn't censored at all.
Oh yeah, the zip tie just broke. I just saw it.
He said when you were up there, you could hear it snap. It was like it sounded like popcorn. So
he just literally threw him off of it.
Yeah, I think he broke a couple ribs when he came down.
But like, how do you practice that?
You don't.
So he knew going into this he would probably break something.
He knew he was getting hurt.
Yeah.
That's why he said he didn't know if he was going to be able to get up and do it a second time. If you haven't watched this, what we're reacting to is go look it up. It's Undertaker versus Mankind. I can't remember the WWE, but just look up gets thrown off the cage. You'll find it on YouTube. It's an incredible video. But I have no interest in the WWE anymore. I know guys that Say's friends with that are still into the WWE like pretty intensely, which is incredible to me. But anyway, here we go. I keep saying anyway. I got to get over that, man. Maybe that could be a shirt.
Well, it's a good transition word.
Yeah. One thing that Cooley's going to get pissed off, Michelangelo's Christ and the Woman of Samaria sells for $7.4 million.
That's awesome.
1998, year I was born.
Oh, my God. How much?
That's a lot of money.
7.4 million.
7.4 million then. I mean, I can't even imagine. That's probably
that's like $1 billion.
$20 million now.
Michelangelo was he was a sculptor. He did a lot of the stuff.
See, that's different to me.
How he painted some of that stuff that he did hanging upside down and stuff.
So this wasn't a painting. This was a sculpture.
Well, I got to see. I could be wrong on this.
That takes talent. They're just not just splashing paint on a piece of paper.
Yeah, I can agree with that a little bit.
The sculpting that those guys did in those ancient times is just
with the
a lot of that stuff's still going, still there.
So, Cools, you're going to get real mad at this one. This is just a pencil sketch of a woman.
Yeah, I thought it was a paint or a drawing more. So,
Jesus Christ, 7 points.
It's like something jubbed in sixth grade.
Grabs a lead pencil and that's it.
Yeah, if you
let me see, Joe.
Go look up Michelangelo, Christ, and the Woman of Samaria.
You know, we need to get some fake paintings on this wall back here.
Oh, that'd be good.
We'll buy one.
I'll whip it off the wall. But you could go to like a middle school and find an artist that can do that.
That's the actual thing now.
Terrible. Anyways,
Jarrett, what do you see on history?
I had this one was kind of dark. January 28th, 1986, Challenger explodes 73 seconds after takeoff. We talked about that.
That was,
we were up in the front studio. That was probably like 6 or 7 weeks ago.
Do you remember where you were for that, Matt? Or?
Yeah, I was in kindergarten class. I was 5'5". Yeah, and then they, I like I said before when we talked about that, I vaguely remember us getting together in the room and getting ready to watch that, and then and obviously it exploded, and then they pretty much shut it down real quick. And I really don't remember watching it explode on there, but I know we were getting together to do it, so I'm assuming the teacher saw it and was like, okay, we're done. All right, everybody's dead.
Good night.
I got a good question for you.
Move along.
What's the earliest memory you guys have?
Oh, man.
I barely remember
because
the last.
My memory is awful.
Really? I've got a ton from like that, like probably 5 to 6 to like 10 years old range, somewhere in there, like flashes. And
when are you supposed to start to remember? How far back? There's somebody once told me they could remember being in the womb. I said that's impossible. That's just stupid. Don't ever tell me that. I'll believe the bat story.
That, champ?
Bat eating story. Oh yeah, he would remember.
So adults can generally recall events from the ages of 3 to 4.
I thought 3.
Yeah,
with primarily experiential memories beginning around 4 to 7 years old. Adults who experience traumatic or abusive early childhoods report a longer period of childhood amnesia ending around 5 to 7 years old.
I'd say 3. I think I remember some bits and pieces of things. I can remember being at like grandma's house and some of those like parties, like when they'd be smoking cigarettes and drinking whiskey in the kitchen, and I just remember being like on the floor under the table or like out in the pantry area, just very vague, like just very minimum bits of that.
See, I'd love to know the difference between, like, I think I can remember a ton of stuff like that 5, 6, 7-year-old range, but my aunts and uncles have told so many stories this like the same way. So it's
that
like,
you think you maybe
can I just picture it? And like I've seen pictures of.
Well, so what happens to the human brain? And citation needed if I say this wrong, but if sometimes if you think you remember a memory, like I used to have this memory with 9/11. I thought I was home in our living room, and I was dead convinced because I thought I could see it in my head where we were sitting. We turned out being at my Aunt Kim's. I wasn't even close to my house. So it's like sometimes if you convince your brain of a memory, you can kind of forge it in your own head. But my memory does not go back.
Jarrett, what's your first sports memory?
Ooh,
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Ooh, probably.
Mine's beating East Wheeling. That's as far as I go back.
That's cool. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. I remember. I feel like I remember a little bit from like Pinto, but the most vivid one I had was the first. I remember I made a diving play, like the first one I ever made in my life, and I'd like flipped it like that for the first. I was like, oh man, I could do. That was like the first
how
thing
about
I think that
how
I
about
remember.
watching like a pirate game or anything? How far does your brain go back
that's
for that?
That's a good one too.
That's funny you say that. I remember this. I don't know who the Steelers were playing. I'm sure I could figure it out. But I remember walking into my pap and grandma's when I was like, it had to have been real young. And the Steelers were up 14-0 in the first quarter. I can remember my pap saying like, "How about this one? Like they've scored twice." I know
it is amazing. I remember. I think like 1986, like right around the Challenger time and a little bit further. I remember the Super Bowl a little bit that year. I think the Giants won it. I remember that pretty good, and I really remember the first really vivid memory that I have as far as sports was sitting with my dad on the small little leather couch in our house, like the big green room that my parents have. That wasn't even there yet, so we're watching it like a room adjacent off of our kitchen, watching the '86 World Series, the Bill Buckner game.
Oh, wow!
I can remember sitting with my dad and like his reaction, and then the announcer's reaction, and it was like. I don't know. We were rooting for the Red Sox, and it sticks in my mind. Like I don't remember every play, but I remember that one sticking out. Like whoa! Like I knew like this was a huge thing, and that's kind of like my furthest back sports memory.
I think the first day of preschool is my furthest that I can think of right now. The first day of preschool, I'm just going to say his name because it doesn't really matter because it's not bad. I remember walking through the door, and the first person I saw was Jack Bentz, who I went to school with throughout my whole life. And I remember seeing him, and then I don't really remember stuff throughout the day. Then I remember later we were watching a movie, and they gave us like cups of water or milk or something, and I spilled my cup, and I remember getting yelled at, and that stuck in my head for a long time.
You got yelled at?
Yeah. I got yelled at for spilling.
And that was at Warwood?
No, it was actually what's the old
the Parish Center?
Yeah, no, not the Parish
Corpus
Center.
Christi?
No, the Parish Center's.
No, yeah, not the Parish Center.
What's adjacent to or right next to the Home for Men? What's that? The old
Y.
The old Y.
Yeah, like used to be Warwood High School.
No, I thought it was.
Yeah, no, it was the old
I thought it was
Warwood High
down
School.
from Corpus Christi.
It is. It's the old Warwood High School.
Yeah.
No. Going south.
That other church? That Methodist church? Or
the Methodist church.
Is that where it was?
Yeah.
Those buildings kind of look similar.
I'm getting confused.
Yeah.
They are
on one side or the other.
It's near the plaza.
Corpus Christi.
Near the plaza.
I can't
But
remember.
anyway, people don't know where the fuck we're talking about anyway.
That's as far as I can get back is early preschool.
When I was in kindergarten, we had this sister. She's been dead for years.
A nun?
Yeah, sister. We had a lot of them at my school then. Not so many as time goes on, but she had a cane, Sister Maria. And if you were acting out of line, she'd just whack you in the back of the knees with the thing. Like if you had to get in single file line to like go to wherever we were going next. And if you stepped out of line, she'd like bang you on the back of the knee, knock you down with the cane. I don't think you can do
those
that.
Nuns,
definitely. But I never cook any ruler shots like in those movies and stuff. You see, they didn't do that. Then
I've heard a lot of stories about nuns and how bad they are.
Well, there's a track of terrible, just the way that the church behaved like that they basically tried to like make people into something they weren't and like forcefully, and it was scary. For us, by the time I went there, most of the nuns, there was a couple of them though that were pretty feisty and fiery, but I had some really good teachers that were nuns, very, 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 very dedicated teachers.
I guess we always say that there's always a bad egg in the batch, but there's a story, if you want to go listen to this, Joey Diaz tells a story, you can go look it up. There's her name was Sister Hyacinth, and she was this big, burly nun. And something happened where these two boys, these two Italian kids, their mom was having a kid, and they wanted to call their mom, but Sister Hyacinth wouldn't let them call their mom. So they start crying, and Joey Diaz sticks up for them, and then she gets up and says, "Everybody to the closet." And to the closet means you're just going to get fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
So they go in, and I guess she beats the shit out of these two boys, and then brings Joey in, and she starts hitting him, and he snaps and said he grabbed her by like the veil and just pummeled her.
There's stories of that. Yeah, I mean, they went a little overboard, obviously. I get with discipline. We could probably use more of that in the world today. But they would beat the hell out of these kids with a ruler and then smack them in the teeth and like just, and I don't know, it seemed for minimal acts of misbehaving. Like, we're all kids. We're all going to do some stuff like that. I get it. If you're up into like 7th and 8th grade and then you're getting like sassy with them and they smacking your teeth, I'm fine with that.
Good with that.
But like the little kids, like, you gotta, I mean, they went a little overboard, definitely.
I used to get, when I got my card flipped for the first time from green to yellow, I thought the world was going to end. I didn't put my name on my test. I didn't put my name on my test, and I got my card flipped. And I thought, it was awful.
Are you serious?
It was awful.
We had the card system too, but you had to do something ignorant to get
They
your
didn't
card
have that
flipped.
when I was there.
Oh, I got my. I forget. I remember. I never could remember to put my name on the test.
Those kids that were so good at behaving in class, I don't know how they did it. Like,
I behaved.
Good for you.
What were you, a dickhead?
didn't.
Yeah, I mean, we had so much fun in class. We would just
I'd get
mess
stuff
around.
alone. It's amazing I learned.
Well, I love my teachers and everything, and like I tell them I'm sorry for that, but I mean, I don't know how you behaved
You
in
were,
class.
really?
Yes,
Well,
we got
yeah,
our,
man.
Our Lady of Peace. You're a fuck off at Our Lady of Peace.
yeah. Our teachers would have to separate us, and
Well, I mean,
we'd be,
Central might have been even worse by the era.
it was bad.
There was there were a couple times where we got not in trouble, but like when guys would do something stupid and you weren't supposed to laugh or like talk or something. And
But you're telling me every day you weren't in trouble?
no, I never got in trouble.
I've never got in trouble.
I never got in trouble.
I
got
mean,
in trouble
every
once.
single day we were either at lunch detention or after school detention.
Every day.
Every day.
I'll tell you what,
I
I
never got
slept
detention
every
once.
class, and that was it.
I mean, like, you would get your card flipped, and like if you didn't, so it was like green, blue, yellow, orange, red. And if you didn't, like, if we were on blue by lunchtime and we got to go to recess,
It's like
we were
the
pumped.
terror alert system.
Yeah, like I'm not sitting in lunch detention every day, but you would at least have to stand like away on recess for a couple minutes,
hilarious.
Wow.
like in trouble.
What were you doing?
Yeah.
Just beating up the other kids, or what?
We just like
Matt, what did you do?
I don't know. Just depending on the class. I mean, you guys know me. I have a sense of humor, so yeah, we would do some stuff. Mostly in my middle school, like my older middle school, maybe like 6th through. Now I respect, like, if I was in a class of a teacher a subject that I really liked, or that, you know. You didn't do it to all the teachers. It would be like, okay, in music class, we'd fuck off or something,
Yeah.
you know? Like,
I guess that's a point because I genuinely loved, like, my teachers were real. I was lucky that we were lucky to have really
I had
awesome
great
teachers.
teachers.
Now there were a couple stinkers that like
Right.
You
Then you
could
feel
have
like
fun
you
with.
would goof
Yeah.
around, like library class and stuff. Be stupid.
none of you guys ever got a detention.
Never.
I did.
Not one.
Dude, I'm talking. I had at least.
But at Wheeling Park, I don't think. I think one time I don't remember. One time I got in school suspension at Park, and I don't know what I did. I think I must have skipped a class or something or whatever. But I remember I was in there with all these kids, like from your dad's class, that are like destructive and idiotic, and I'm like, man, I don't really belong here. But I finished. I was only like an hour. And
You
I
did
was
your
like,
time.
Yeah, I don't even really remember what I did, but
I was at I still am. I'm like scared of authority. Like
I try to be respectful.
So if "Don't Pick Up the Phone" happened to you, you would listen to him.
I'm not an idiot, but I mean,
Did you guys all watch? Did you watch it yet?
Not yet.
Oh man,
Fucked up.
My dad and I are on the same page. I thought it was boring.
Come on, you guys are. Come on.
he thought it was boring.
I do too.
I don't know how.
Listen, I get that the whole thing is insane. With what he
Well,
did
I
was
think it was like a high action. I get that.
and I know, but I think like
Weren't you intrigued that there's people out there that fell for that?
Yeah, that was probably the most intriguing thing that I found of it, and I was really disappointed towards the end. But either way,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it's riveting. I'm just the shock and awe value to me originally of like I can't believe this is a real thing.
I am curious to see what you say because you and I either we agree.
He'll
on
say it's
something-
boring to you.
Yeah,
probably.
he will. He will. Yeah, because Matt, I can see where they're coming from. Because like when it would jump back to the different cases,
Right.
They want like I know people want to be on the edge of their seat the whole time, and that's not really what it was given.
No, I kind of know it was going to be that way as it started to go on, but I just couldn't believe how many people,
Yeah,
how many cases
Yeah,
there were.
Don't get me wrong. The whole thing is just it's insane what the dude was able to do just over the
Weirdo.
phone. But if you're not,
no, I mean it's not definitely not like super exciting.
And I've been watching a lot of stuff about some crimes where like a guy's getting fed to pigs and like.
How did calling cards work?
You could go to the store.
It'd be like you would
just go to Walmart and
it's like loading your phone up with minutes.
And it's like you could use them at payphones.
Oh, gotcha.
And you would just type the card number in and then type the number you were going to dial, like your house or whatever. Yeah, that's how you did it without having to carry change. And in those days, we used to use payphones back when I was a kid.
Yeah,
we actually had those.
I never used a payphone before.
No, you guys won't. I asked you guys that before. Have you ever used one or seen one?
There used to be
one in the plaza, I think.
Yeah. There was one everywhere. If you guys ever seen
look at Cooley, Matt.
That's a rotary.
That's a rotary. Yeah, my parents have one still. He's still in use. Have you guys ever been to like an airport where you see like that old phone bank and it's just empty? All the phones are tore out of it.
Yeah,
most of them have redone it by then, but it used to be like 45 payphones at an airport because people were always trying to get in contact with their people picking them up or whatever.
What do you think the next thing like that is going to go? Like in a public thing, like
bus stops.
Why would that go away?
It'll turn into like a
Jesus. The amount of people that are down there at the West Banco.
There should be a train in Wheeling.
Hey, you know what I think they're going to invent next, though? You know how obviously we can FaceTime?
Probably ball fields.
I think.
Seriously, I think in a few years, I don't think the people will even play Little League sports anymore. I think it'll all be virtual. I think it'll all be like
video games,
like,
VR.
Job, have you ever watched the show The Peripheral on Amazon?
Oh no, wait, that's with
you should watch it.
Chloe.
Moretz.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Try it. You'll like it because it's got that feel to you. Like they go into these Sims. Yeah, that's where we're headed next.
So what were you saying?
I think they're going to invent like when we FaceTime. Say I FaceTimed Cooley. Like if I'm looking like this, my image or where I'm at is going to shoot out of his phone
like Star Wars,
for like a hologram.
Oh yeah, that'd be
like
neat.
A hologram.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That'd be awesome.
I'll be there with Cools, and I'll be.
I can see Soup having a droid too.
I'll be sitting. Oh.
That would be
sorry. He'd have a gong.
My head's spinning 1,000 miles. I've been watching that Last of Us. Like I had a crazy dream last night with like zombie stuff.
Did you watch that, Matt?
I started on the first one yesterday.
Did you watch second?
I've watched the first one. I haven't seen.
I watched second last night. Really good.
Really good.
Hey, can you guys get this? I'm not gonna spoil anything, but there's a couple shots when they go with the camera. It looks like you're on the video game.
It's
like when
I noticed
really cool.
Yeah, that's a cool show. Good actors. Kaleidoscope.
Fire.
You guys all watch
I gotta watch. I still haven't watched.
Jarrett hasn't, so we can't talk about it yet.
We can talk about it.
I
got caught up on the don't pick up the phone. Then Last of Us.
Yep.
My dad said it was really good. He enjoyed Kaleidoscope.
It was good. I'm not going to say great, but it was different. Good actors. I'm a couple Esposito's a really good actor.
I'm only a couple episodes in, but bank robbing movies and stuff like that are just not.
You
don't
hate
like that. I love them.
See, I don't. Did you ever watch the show Money Heist?
No, because I don't like.
I don't know. I quit watching it. I just didn't. I liked it for a while, but then it got redundant, and it just bored me.
Funny you say that. I was locked in.
I was for a while, but
Cooley absolutely hates.
It's the same shit over. Like, they got their money, and there's two possibilities: either they make it or they get shot, and that's it.
And certain guys make it, or girls, and then other ones don't.
Or somebody gets screwed
I get it.
over.
I wouldn't want to. I don't like to watch those all the time. I thought the Kaleidoscope, the way that they did it in the arrangement of the color order, and you could pick whatever.
That's what
I thought it was cool. I thought it was neat how they showed the timelines and how the characters evolved. So I thought it was decent in that regard. The heist part to me though was the worst part of the whole show.
Wait for Kaleidoscope, the heist part.
Yeah, I thought it was the least interesting part. I knew it tied everything together, but I like the build up and the other stuff.
How long till you think we're in the movies? Like we can go to there and then we can put something on. We're in the movie. Like we can run around in the movie.
I want to go into Planet of the Apes. Right away.
Like imagine being
riding horses on the beach.
Imagine going to the Highlands and sitting down in a movie theater, putting something on your head, and now you're in Jurassic World.
That may happen.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
What if you can die in there? Heart attacks or seizures.
Yeah, well, that wouldn't be good.
Well, talking about movies, actors, and celebrities, we got some birthdays this week. I'm going to start us off with a guy that I think looks like Jeff Doyle, and I've always thought this. Ed Helms. He was on the
Andy, right?
Yeah, he was on The Office. He was on The Hangover.
Andy Bernard, was that his name in The Office?
The Nard Dog.
You say he looks like Jeff?
I think
he really does. I've never thought that.
Jeff Doyle.
They could be brothers.
That's a young Jeff Doyle.
Yeah. I think I've always thought that since I saw The Hangover with him in. He looks like a clean-shaven Jeff Doyle.
All right.
Tell me this does not look like Jeff Doyle. This is incredible. If you just Google Ed Helms and the very first picture that comes up looks like Jeff Doyle.
Let me see.
I didn't know his name was Ed.
Tell me that's not Jeff Doyle.
Jeff Doyle. Yeah.
And if you find that one,
pretty good.
if you find that one episode of The Office when Andy comes back with a beard,
That's pretty good.
I didn't expect to see Ace's birthday on it.
we put him on. It's not Ace Frehley. It's
I was
just Ace
thinking it was like a
He's
real
a celebrity around Wheeling.
I mean, everyone in Wheeling.
It just says Ace.
Yeah.
That's good.
No last name.
Shout out to Ace. Bob Uecker, the best
Yeah.
baseball announcer ever for
Very
the Brewers
good.
and the Major League movies.
Very, very
88
good.
on January 25th.
Shit Soup, your favorite, one of your favorite people probably, I don't know.
Oprah?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Oprah and Ellen both have
68.
birthdays.
Yeah.
Job your girl's on there. Ellen. You used to love Ellen.
I used to love Ellen, but I've heard some.
Isn't she like
She's a rageaholic or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, isn't she like horribly mean to all the
That's what I heard,
coworkers
and I
and like
used to
drinks
lo-
blood or something?
I used to love
Oh
her
my
'cause-
gosh.
Well, I don't know if she drinks blood. But
She seems very likable on the show, but behind the scenes,
Yeah,
it sounds like she's pretty
Seems like
she
like
gets
a
set
bitch.
off really quick.
yeah, and I always used to think she was like somebody that could fit into our family, like that kind of attitude being on the show.
Seems like it.
And then
but
I've
not
heard
now.
some horror stories of how she
Yeah.
actually is.
The way
so.
she treats some of those stage hands and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll let her treat me however she wants if she gives me a car.
Oh,
I was gonna
God!
say-
I thought you were going
say-
somewhere
yeah,
else
that's
with
what I-
that. Oh man! Woo!
No,
Hey, stick
actually,
with Rosamund
I
Pike
want her
for
to be
that if
nice.
you're looking for that.
Yeah.
Do you watch Wheel of Time on Amazon?
No,
it's
oh,
good.
that's-
It's good. It's really good.
Who also made? Who was like? That's similar to something or
Well, it's a little similar. It has a little bit of a parallel, kind of. I would say put it somewhere between like The Witcher and the what's the one you brought up earlier? The Lord of the Rings one. Like,
Rings of Power?
Rings of
yeah,
Power.
yeah, kind of like an in between of those two. Pretty good though.
What's that show called?
Wheel of Time.
Wheel of Time.
on
Hey.
Amazon.
Big movie coming out, and I know that a couple people in here will be excited for it. And I know I'm gonna go nuts for it.
New Ant-Man?
No,
The
even
Wasp.
better.
What?
You know what it is?
No, I have no idea.
Any idea? Dungeons and Dragons.
What?
Oh.
Really? I didn't
Is
know
it
that.
is it animated?
No, it's live action. It's got what's the guy? What was
Oh, no way.
the girl, the dude that helped Wonder Woman in the Wonder Woman movie?
Chris Pine. Chris Pine. Yeah.
He's the main dude in it. Yeah,
Oh, well,
yeah.
I didn't hear that.
yeah.
You
Oh,
got to be
yeah.
pumped for that.
yeah.
That'll be
I
good.
want to do a Dungeons and Dragons game with everybody, but that kind of
Gotta make it happen.
But anyway, Jesus, I gotta stop saying that.
Anyway,
Any hoodles?
Quote, phrase of the week. Cools, go ahead.
Perfect.
Okay. The only true wisdom is knowing you know nothing.
You know who knows that
Who
better?
says this?
John Snow.
Socrates.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Socrates said that in 40.
Yeah, well, I think
449.
somewhere in that range.
Yeah,
they
but-
don't really know.
449 BC.
Yeah,
I
Or
agree with that.
339 BC. So
it's kind of something Champ would say too.
If you think about it, do you guys think of that as being a long time ago?
Yes and no.
it's really
because-
in the grand scheme, it's not.
Because like when I
Yeah,
think
you're
of that,
right.
when I think about like, oh, somebody's talking about the 1500s, like to me in my brain, that doesn't really feel like a long time
Think
ago.
about
The
like
1500s?
people. It seems like the Civil War was a long time ago. It really wasn't.
Yeah. it
no,
wasn't.
like think about
Even the Revolution.
how long has the planet been alive? 4 billion years.
Billion
like
years.
World War II, like seems so long ago. It wasn't even 100 years.
No.
Not even a century.
No.
Okay, Job, but when I say think about you in middle school, you're like, oh, man, that was forever ago.
Yeah, but that's relative to the conversation. Like if you're talking about my memory, that's a long
No.
time ago.
In the grand scheme, like dinosaurs in like the
Yeah.
Cretaceous period
Yeah.
and Jurassic period, those were a long time
What's the
ago.
longest? What's the oldest thing we know that's real?
As far
Walter Cronkite. Professional wrestling, Walter Cronkite, and roller derby. That's according
What's-
to Champ.
do
Do
we
we
have
have
any-
do we know anything before dinosaurs?
well,
Like
I mean,
that
the
we have proof.
universe.
That
Isopods.
proof. Like we have physical. We've touched.
Ice Age.
You've
We've
touched it?
that someone on our Earth has touched.
Well, I mean, there's a time before dinosaurs where
Stonehenge.
all it was like cephalopods and little
Wood.
like-
Microbes.
like
and we have people.
trilobites and
people
stuff like
have
that.
physically researched
Well,
those.
yeah. If you actually look at it, you can actually find older fossils here than anywhere else in the country because the Appalachian Mountains used to look like the Rockies,
Right.
and they wore down on this side of the nation was covered in oceans. And
all
those
water.
were around far before any dinosaurs were here. So you can find trilobites, little fossils in the river. You can't find anything big here because there was nothing here to be around because it was ocean. So there you go. There's
Wow, good job, Joe.
No mammoths,
Yeah. That's
like they found in the East River. How about that, Joe? They found that big mammoth jaw in the East River in New York.
Yeah,
But who knows where that could have come from?
You know what I also think is nuts? That the tar pits, right in the middle of a massive city like
Yeah.
L.A., they're
Yeah.
pulling things out of that still, which is incredible.
They ought to turn LA back into a tar pit.
Yeah, it might as well be.
California is a disaster area.
Just reset it.
Somebody on Joe Rogan's podcast said that they found a frozen mammoth, like the meat and everything still on
Yeah.
it, and
Yeah.
they cooked it and ate it.
Oh, well, I didn't know
Oh,
that.
I didn't know that.
Like they
He ate it with the bat up at West Slip. They
Yeah.
served it to the calf.
They said, like, what else would you do with it?
I've never heard that part.
I've never heard about them eating it, but I know that they have found
Yeah.
ones that are actually like been preserved.
Have you ever been to any of those museums like Smithsonian in D.C. or anything that have those
Never
giant
been.
reconstructed dinosaurs and mammoths?
I would
You,
love
you
to
would
go.
absolutely go nuts.
We gotta go
I'd
there.
like to go back because when I was young, I you're kind of that. My parents took me there. I was like probably a young teenager. I was probably dicking off at the time. Like I remember some of it, but like I probably didn't pay as good attention as I should have.
Yeah, I remember back in middle school when they took us to Carnegie, and I vividly remember I was so infatuated with everything in there. Like
that's
like
your
you
wheelhouse,
said, like
man.
you said,
That's-
everybody else kind of dicking off, like
Right.
not really paying attention to anything.
I'd like to go back. We ought to do a podcast.
we could
together.
do a tour. Yeah, that'd be
We
cool.
probably have to have like security clearances and all that.
we should go and have no knowledge of like a section, and we fill in the history of what the object
That's
is.
so
dumb.
cool.
That would be hilarious. We had to
I like to
guess
see.
what it is.
I like to see your dad give a guided tour. Like
Yeah.
he just goes around and gets a tour group. I like to
Practical
see that.
Jokers.
That'd be so good.
Yeah, that would be
That'd
awesome.
really
That
good.
would be hilarious.
And like someone that's like been waiting their whole life that knows everything
Yeah,
about
like
it.
they've saved up all their money to come. They're from they're across the world.
Yeah,
they came to
and
the
they-
This
Smithsonian,
guy flew in from South Africa for this tour.
and he gets coached as a tour guide.
We'd probably get thrown out. for
Yeah,
that.
we might get arrested.
Yeah. Well, I think that's pretty much does us for today. I mean, that's a pretty
well-rounded
high intense
show.
podcast because I'm still kind of like worn out from the middle.
I'm, like,
section.
tired from that.
But it was good.
Ready for some Chipotle?
I'm glad Soup and yeah, and what's the word I'm looking for? Embellished his story about bat wings. Anyway, God damn it, I keep saying it. But anyway, Jesus.
Oh, my God.
But as I was saying,
Attaboy.
let's get back on track. We will see you here next week. We got some stuff coming out on social media. We got a Nailers video out on YouTube, so go ahead and check that out.
That's posted?
Yeah, well, it will be when people hear
When
this.
people hear this.
But we got that coming out. We got some our radio show Monday from 2 to 3, so check that out. We have some things going on our Instagram. We got some reels coming out about some things we did. This episode wasn't sponsored, but that'll soon to come in the coming months. But we have pretty much that we wrapped it up there. I think we tied the knot here. I don't know if that's
Get out to the Warwood Vets, buy your Super Bowl squares.
There you
That's
go.
our final thing.
There
Just
you go.
get it before the Super Bowl. A couple more weeks. Come visit us.
If you have any things that you'd like to see in this office that like as a decoration or something, or you have some old signs or some kind of old wall decor, send it our way. We'll put it in here because we're trying to find some stuff to fill this place up. So that'll do it from us here in the studio, and we will see you here next time in the Pine Room.
Good night.
Bye, guys.